Do you mess up? Tonight I'm gonna feel alive, and no one won't be acting nice. So baby, go and start a fight. I'm in love with the city lights.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah,
How
happy to
you
be here.
how you doing today?
Good, good. Just finished up my stream week today, and now I'm here and just relaxing.
Nice.
Yeah, it's nice. I just like getting to know people too, and
Mhm.
sometimes you don't get a chance to when you're doing your content creation, especially if you're just chatter, like you don't get a chance to always just talk. Just sit and talk. I know it sounds weird because that's what you're
No.
doing, but it's not really the same.
Yeah. Well, let's start the show off. Like I said, I'm thinking everybody being here. Like I said, she said earlier, I was in her chat or stream earlier, and she said she was nervous about coming on, and I had to laugh when I heard that because I wanted to type in the chat so bad, but I was on my mobile, so I knew it probably wasn't going to go through very well. But it's just like you think you're nervous, I get nervous, and just like we were talking before, um, she has more experience and more talent and everything else and more things to do. So I got really nervous when she accepted the invite. um,
Mwahaha. Oh, it's streaming's a different thing than everything else that I've done, really. It's so different. It's live television. Literally, it's live television.
yeah,
So you're the producer, you're the director, you're the artist, the actor, you're everything. And you're the marketing team, you're all the things, and you're even the technical side of things. So it's so different. It's such a big challenge. And I don't think people appreciate that. Like people that really want to like push themselves to create great content and stuff like that don't understand. I mean, like when you're looking at Twitch, you go, "Oh, well, you're just turning on a camera and talking," but that's not what it's like at all.
no, no, definitely not. I mean, yeah, because when I first started, that's what I thought too. But yeah, it's definitely not the same.
No, it's not. It's a lot easier being an actor. You just get in front of the camera, they give you a script, and they tell you what you're doing, and then all you have to do is be really good at acting.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I was always behind the scenes when I did stuff in high school. I didn't. Yeah, yeah. Anyways, but
You're here. You're on camera now.
I know, and it's totally different. I'm like a 180 from where I was in high school. So,
Do you find that it pushed you? Like I find that it like even being an actor and being in front of a camera, it changes everything. Like when you're acting, you have a script, you're looking off here, you're doing just delivering lines, you're not looking at chat and trying to react and trying to talk to people and it's so different. And I think it really pushes people, even myself, out of our comfort zone in terms
yeah,
of being confident enough to look at a camera and talk and hang out and it doesn't matter who's watching or not watching.
yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, like I said, when I first started, I was really actually I hesitated about even using a camera when I first started streaming. Just for the fact because I was shy. But I mean, it's helped me. Like I said, I've been doing this for about 4 years now, and I mean, I'm to this point now. It's where I can actually talk to other people and hold a conversation. So I think I've improved a lot.
Like you kind of have to eventually, right? Like you kind of get it, you get used to it. I find that people with no cams, because I've talked about it before in stream and just around in Discord, that people don't have to have cameras, but I find that when you have a camera, it can be even easier on the viewer. When
Mhm.
you don't have a camera, you have to fill that air around you with so much energy in order to keep them there because they don't have that visual effect of you, right?
Yeah,
They only have the game or whatever you're streaming and then your voice.
yeah, yeah. It's hard to make a connection. Yeah, it's very hard to make a connection. And and I think it's what it is nowadays. I think what most people want to when they turn on Twitch or Facebook or whatever they go to see a live stream, they want that connection. And then if they're just watching a gameplay or something else, I don't think there's a connection there.
Yeah, not as much. I mean, like people can do really well at gameplay and they can connect with people like through their energy and stuff like that. And
Mhm.
especially if somebody really likes the game. But again, the thing I repeat over and over again is Twitch is television. It's not video games. It
Yeah,
is literally television. And why you're going to watch somebody's Twitch stream is not to go watch the video. If you wanted to go watch the game, you would just go to YouTube and watch
yeah,
somebody playing the game and not even have to hear them talk if you didn't want to. But with Twitch, it's they want to interact with the person that's streaming. They want to meet somebody, they want to make a friend or meet some friends in chat or something like that, and make that connection with other people. Just like the streamer wants to make connections with other people too.
yeah. No, definitely. Um, but anyways, tell us a little bit about you. I mean, just kind of self promote yourself. Tell people where they can find you and everything else, and who you are. I mean, I'm sure
I'm
everybody here knows, but you never
I
know because
I stream on Twitch. I stream on Twitch. This thing called Twitch. I stream like Wednesdays. Always, it's our hump day. Wednesdays was always the hardest. Everybody calls it like the hardest day of the work week, whatever. So I
Mhm.
kind of that's where it started anyway. So I'm like, let's make hump day really, really fun, something to look forward to. And that's kind of evolved into a thing at night. And then Thursdays during the day, mostly, sometimes at night, but mostly during the day. And then Mondays is my kind of gameplay day, community night thing. So yeah,
Okay.
and you can find me everywhere at Anne Maki. Like you literally go into anything, PlayStation, Roblox, Fortnite, doesn't matter where. I'm Anne Maki.
Yeah,
That's it.
and then that's a good thing to have is like we were talking a little bit earlier about I rebranded this channel to make it fit what I wanted it to become, but
Mhm.
um yeah, just making sure that if you want, I don't know, if you want to people to find you, having a name and keeping with it across all platforms is 100%.
Yeah. I definitely agree. I have friends that are right now that are new friends that are like just starting streaming or just really getting into like kind of the groove of like trying to promote themselves and stuff. And I'm like, stop changing your name.
Yep.
People like get to know you and they get to know your name and they feel like it's personal. And then also you change your name and they don't. They're like, it just gives this disconnect. Even if it's you, it still gives a disconnect. So like, go with something strong. And even if you don't necessarily love it, just stick with it because that's what people know you.
Yeah.
Oh look, I got an ad in my background. That's good.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Here's the iced tea.
was gonna say, was that the nice tea ad?
It was. It was. I usually have I play different things back there all the time
Mhm.
and I have that no ad thing on Google, but it never
Oh,
works. It
no.
never works.
Oh, it's just
I
like
some
with Twitch now. It doesn't matter if you're subbed or not on mobile, you still get ads.
I know, isn't it horrible?
I'm
Twitch
like,
is a mess.
it's like,
It really is.
what is the point in paying? Well, if you go off mobile, what's the point in paying $5.99 a month if you for not to have ads if you're still going to get ads?
Exactly. Exactly. I mean to support the streamer, that's what it is.
It's like interactive television. Yeah, exactly, Jerm. Exactly.
That's what it is. And the thing is, like, I mean, I know you're going to ask me questions tonight, but
Mhm.
it's like when you think about when you first started watching something like Big Brother or something like that, that where you're like watching somebody live in their home interacting with you and you get to watch them and watch their life unfold. And this is for me as a viewer as well as me as a streamer. I think that I love seeing people in stream and chat right now or on my own channel, wherever, and then being in somebody else's stream and seeing them again. I'm like, oh, it's a buddy.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
And then I like going and seeing their stream and seeing their face or hearing their voice. It feels like you're friends. And I've met some of the truest people in
Yep.
Twitch. People I really connect with that I you can't go out and just find people that do the stuff we do, that like
No.
gaming or like the things we like.
No, it's just like the guys at work. People ask me what I do for a hobby there, and I'm like, I tell them I do this, and they're like, "What is that?" I
What is
liter- I've literally got to go through point A to point Z to make them understand what it is. Like, really, dude? I go, all I got to do is just Google Twitch,
yeah, just
go to Twitch
go
and
figure
watch.
it out. I didn't even know what it was when I started streaming. I'm not even kidding. I didn't even watch it. I was told to do it because I was gaming. It was the beginning of COVID. I was gaming every night alone, and I was trying to find adults to game with.
Oh,
I was playing Fortnite every night,
mm,
and so the adults that I met that I was friends with weren't on because I wasn't in Discord. I didn't know any of that stuff. I was like desperate. I was just flipping through groups of people trying to find adults
yeah, and
that wouldn't scream at me. And then it was yeah. I just went live one day.
yeah, and then
And here it
back
is.
then, I think back before pre-COVID, I think it was really hard to find a lot of adults on Twitch.
I think it was
And
too. I think it felt like a younger market, or people
yeah,
thought it was a younger market. But I've met people. I can't remember her name. It's like Granny, Grandma, something like that. I started following her because she was. I don't think she's 80. She's had her 80th birthday, and she streams,
wow,
and she did a subathon. And I'm like, I don't do subathons because I'm like I'm gonna be tired. You give me 2-3 hours max, and I get to a place if I don't have somebody else in the room with me, like co-hosting, kind of.
hmm,
I get to a place where I'm like, I just need a battery refill for a
yeah,
second, like give me fresh air or something.
yeah, definitely. No, that's amazing. I didn't realize that. I mean, yeah, because I think I was doing an analytic thing because I'm a numbers type of guy when it comes to this because I try to help as many people as I can that need help or that ask for help. So I want to know
Mhm.
what I'm talking about. And I think before COVID, I think like the average person that was on Twitch was like between the ages of 18 and 25.
Hmm.
And then during COVID, I think it said that the average range was from 18 to like 36 to 37.
Wow. I didn't know that changed so much. That's crazy.
Yeah. I don't
It's
remember
really
where
interesting.
I don't remember where I seen that. It was just one of those things, you fly by it when you're looking at stuff, and it's just like, oh, it's pretty interesting to know. It's like, now I don't feel bad. I mean, even though it's still younger than what I am, but um,
I don't think anybody should feel bad. Like I even like I wish I could remember her name. Even the grandma,
yeah,
like I'm like just do it anyway. I don't care. Like as
yeah,
long as you legally can. Like I don't think 8-year-olds should be streaming, but
no,
you know, um, as long as you legally can, then why not do it? I mean, live one life. And the great thing about as you age, as you get out of like your teenage years and your 20s, you realize that you should take every opportunity that you can get to do anything because you only get one life to have, right?
yeah. Oh, that's yeah, most definitely. No,
I
but
l- I literally like I was mentioning earlier about the Twitch being TV and stuff like that. The thing
mhm,
I always thought about, especially being like small, was because I work in like film
mhm,
and acting and stuff. It's not about the live recording of things, especially when it comes to things like podcasts, for example, or pretty much anything that you do. What it is you go back and say, are like my VODs are being watched. There's people that come and watch my VODs. I'm like,
mm,
why are they watching my VODs? Because they weren't there. They want to see, they want to know, whatever reason. It's like pre-recording a television show. People either can attend the live audience or they can attend later and watch it later.
yeah,
Right?
yeah. I mean, I mean the VOD section, yeah. The only thing I don't like, the only thing in going back to Twitch's things, the only thing I don't like about Twitch's is like, because I mean, you can go in and highlight your entire VOD and highlight it, and it stays on Twitch forever on your channel, because
Mm,
the VODs disappear after what, 3 months, 2 months, something like that.
something, yeah.
But you can highlight it and it stays on there forever. But it doesn't matter. It's just like it doesn't matter where you put the VOD. Like if you put highlights to be seen first when it comes into your channel, people come into your channel,
Hmm.
the VOD still get the views instead of the highlights. So I'm not understanding that part.
I don't actually use those at all. I literally just like my VODs go up and when they're coming down, they have that little warning. I
Yeah.
download them into the NAS system and then I try, I haven't recently, I try to run through them for clips and anything I can get out of them, right? Because I found that there's times, especially when I went into the second season of Hover's Next Top Streamer.
Mhm.
I was in that. I didn't
Nice.
keep the VOD. I didn't keep anything, and I was like, the next one I wanted, like, I was like,
Oh,
I want the content. I need the content because I need it
yeah,
for this video. I didn't have it, so now I download every single VOD,
yeah,
which is a lot of storage. But you know,
yeah, yeah. I use this program. I think it's called Twitch Leecher. It
hmm,
you can just you can plug in anybody's channel actually, and it'll download like their past broadcasts.
all of them.
Um, yeah, it'll bring them all up onto a screen, and you can download them. It doesn't download them automatically, but it brings everything up like within a date range that you set,
Yeah.
and that's what I use for mine. And when I do, because like I said, when I send out the invites and you do the registration, there's a thing asking if I can use your media,
Hmm.
and so if there's something, if I have time or something like that, my overall thing is I'm going to hire somebody or have somebody help me produce the videos to help kind of help promote the streamers and stuff like that a little bit more.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my whole idea about that. Or actually, I used them for my gaming clips is what I used because I got tired of waiting on the download from Twitch. A lot of times it was slow or broken, and
It
this
is
is just
very slow,
yeah.
very slow. But
This
they're
I can
large
download.
files.
Yeah, I can download off that Twitch leecher. I can download an entire VOD, like a 5-hour VOD in like minutes, like
Wow.
like
I
few
I,
minutes.
I already pulled it up already. I'm gonna go look at it. Now I want to know what's there. I'm curious.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like I said, you can do anybody's. All you got to do is type in the channel link, and as long as there's a channel link there, you can download anybody's VODs as long as they don't have them closed.
Yeah,
So yeah,
that's cool. That's really cool. I didn't know that.
so yeah, but so basically, um, so How long have you been streaming?
It'll be a year and a half next month.
A year and a half.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
mean, you've already answered a few of the questions, that which is fine. It's all good because mainly my stuff's just like bullet points in case we get like off track or something like that, or if we lose, just so we don't have dead air.
No worries. I'm very good at filling air. I've learned that on just chatting.
um, but going to who you are. I mean, it's just like I'm not gonna go like deep dive. I'm not gonna go personal or anything like that. And talking about personal, I'm sorry. I used the height reference in the tweet earlier just because I was in your chat last night or in your stream last night when I was working on videos, and I kept seeing that happen. And your community was like really interacting with it, and it's like, okay.
Yeah, they like to troll me. It's mostly my mod DNA that made that, and they all like to troll me because when they found out how tall I was or short I was, then they were like, "What?" Because I don't know why people think people are giant on here, and so I'm 5'2". I'm 5'2". But people thought I was like 5'7", 5'8", and I'm like,
Yeah.
it's just my personality. It's not me. I'm not
Yeah.
physically.
Okay. Yeah, I know. It's just like I got thrown off too because there was somebody that retweeted the tweet. I can't remember who it was, but it's just like they put in there, "Who is Anne Maki?" And I'm like, okay, is this person being? I can't remember what it was, but it's just like, and then I was watching your stream, and it's just like everybody, that's what everybody was asking, "Who is Anne Maki?" And I'm like, okay, it's somebody that knows who she is, and that's okay. I got it now.
Yeah. So on the third season, of Hover's Next Top Streamer, my video basically was themed "Who is Anne Maki?" because they said, "Tell us who you are," and that's kind of where it built from. And so I tried to encapsulate all the things they had on their list of things I should, include in it. Because I made it to 3 seasons of Next Top Streamer, which is in a row, which is like I don't know, but I'm like. The last one, I'm like, do I even submit something? Like, this feels weird doing it again. And then I'm like, how am I going to top the last one? So now if I go in again, I'm like, how am I going to top the last one? I don't know.
Yeah, that's pretty cool that they got that going on over there because you see a lot of the streamer awards and stuff like that, but they only happen like once a year, and it's if they actually put them on. But yeah, so it's really cool to see that Hover's doing that for the streamers and the creators. So
yeah, I feel like people like misjudge it a bit, and there's been like a lot of opinions around it. But for me, being around Hover and being with Hover for so long, I've just found that what they want to do and what they're trying to do, and I think they're getting very effective at it, is people can be of any level and be seen.
Yeah.
And people's numbers are going up from being on there. People who are smaller that are creating good content, that are driving that interest back. And so I really want to support what they're doing, and continue like practicing with them. I don't post as much as other people.
Yeah.
Like my numbers are like on there, but I just don't post. I don't post anywhere. I don't promote my stream. That's my biggest issue is I don't actually do enough promoting of my stream anywhere.
Could you imagine if you started promoting it more and more, you would probably be the next big thing on Twitch.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know. I gotta do it. It's like you said. There's a lot of time in the day, and you and I talked a little bit before doing this, and it was I have, as you can see, I have a lot on my plate, and then I'm trying to balance this in, and I love doing this a lot. I also have that weird syndrome, like it's not imposter syndrome. It's like here I am, and I'm doing this, and I, me, and I'm like that feels weird.
Yeah,
weird. I'm not used to that.
No, I totally, I have that. That's what I thought too. Is it's like, okay, is this what you're talking about, the imposter feeling? And it's like, no, it doesn't fit that. But yeah, I don't like talking about myself. If people ask me questions, I'll do it. But I just don't generally like talking about myself. I'll talk about my experiences and things I know. But when it comes to me, it's like, nah.
Yeah.
Glayham,
I totally agree.
I can get you used to it. And get me used to what? Talking about myself? What? Anyways, welcome to the channel.
See, even Germs in here saying who everyone's know who Anne Maki is, because it's like no matter how much we get close to each other and we become friends and Discord stuff, it's like these people still ask the same question.
Yeah.
I have my merch says that on it, so
look at me.
I know who is Anne Maki. I don't even know who I am anymore.
Like I said, I did a lot of research. I spent almost 2 nights, in between everything else, researching a lot of stuff about you because.
Oh my god!
Because I wanted to know who Anne Maki was. So
now plus, you know more than anybody else because you know all my IRL information. So some people have researched. I'll be honest with you. Some people have researched it because my IMD score went up, and I'm like, I didn't release any films, so why is it going up? I know why, because they found my name,
Mhm.
and that's, it just happens.
I think the only reason why I found your name is because it was connected with something on your Instagram.
Yeah, I have 2 Instagram accounts
Yeah.
because I
And
have one that's for film and video and stuff, and then one that's for gaming.
yeah,
I haven't combined.
somehow I guess it must have popped up in my recommended feeds, and I'm like, well, that's the same person.
Yes, yes, it is.
So
Yes.
yeah, because when I started Googling Anne Maki, I just kind of like it started sending me to some Japanese lady or
Yeah,
something.
so it's Japan or Finland that you're going to be thrown towards because
Yeah.
my Maki comes from a Finnish name.
Mhm.
But basically, like, Finnish people are mongrels, and basically Japanese people or Asian people that mixed together, essentially, a long, 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 long time ago.
Yeah.
And so the name sounds Asian, but it is actually Finnish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Because I was sitting there first. It's like, oh my gosh, it's like, how do you pronounce that name? Because I'm bad with names, and I'm like, so it's just like I literally had to find something to where you introduced yourself in order for me to. It's like, okay, I don't feel bad because that's what I was gonna say, but I wasn't sure.
I've got Anne Maki. I've got all kinds of stuff, but I just
Mackay is what I was going for.
yeah. Anne Maki, like MacGyver. I don't know. Sounds like a mystery. Anne Maki sounds like a sushi roll, so
I don't know.
kind of.
It stands out.
It's different.
Yeah, it is very different.
Everybody knows my name. I know this sounds really weird, and I don't like talking about myself a lot, but it's really weird when you go into a chat and you're like, "Hey, hi," and they're like, "Anne Maki, hi," and I'm like, "Hi." I'm just like a wee streamer. I'm a wee
No,
streamer.
you're not.
I'm
No,
a
you're
wee-
not.
I'm 5'2". I'm a wee
Oh,
streamer.
okay.
A wee? No, I'm kidding. I'm a small streamer. I'm a small streamer. I know that, like, I used to think of people at the level I'm at now as really big streamers, and I was sitting down going, I just want to affiliate. And now I'm looking at, and then you always are looking upwards, going, they're big, and I'm here, And then I'm sure when you get
Yeah.
to like the 140 level, you're looking upwards at people with 7,000 people and going, they're here, and I'm here.
Oh yeah.
And I don't want to think like that. So I've really taken the last few months, especially, and gone, I don't want to look at my numbers. I don't want numbers turned on. I don't want to see any of it. I don't care. I'm literally, I know people say it, but I am literally streaming just for whatever's happening there in the
Yeah.
moment with my people that are there that want to hang out. That's it.
And
And
I think that's what I don't know. I think that's kind of what attracted me to when I started watching your stream, and because I watched, I watched a few of them, and I've gone through your VODs and watched some of your VODs, not just research, just because I wanted to see what kind of a creator you are, and that's what I usually do when I try to find new creators and stuff, just to watch.
mhm.
And it was just the energy, and you could tell it wasn't a fake energy, So I mean, it was literally. I mean, this is like last night's stream. I mean, you were. I mean, that was a hype stream. I mean. If you guys want to go back on the VOD, if you guys haven't seen it, it's Anne Maki. The links are in the chat. Go back and watch your VOD from last night's VOD. That was very entertaining. I mean, she entertained the audience, and I think she was entertaining herself as well. So it's always a plus when you do that because it makes it easy.
Because it feels like, I don't know, I feel like when I go on stream, although I still get the nerves. Like, sometimes I'm just like getting on there and I'm ready. Like last Thursday when we had all those guests on, I was like, I was excited. I was working on it all day, well, all week, but that day I'd been focusing on just like making sure everything's perfect. And I was ready. And I had all those people there. And although I was nervous, I was always like, I had content planned for the whole night. It was so full. When you're going on live and you're just like, it's Wednesday, I'm supposed to be on. It's hump night. This is our night to hang out. And I know people are going to be there, but I also don't know what I'm doing tonight.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing. And that makes me nervous. But we kind of like focus, like, Wednesdays turned into, basically, I want people that are in my community or anybody really to brag about their successes in the week. So not just like in streaming, in gaming, in real life. Like, I have one person who trains service dogs, and he had real success one week. So he was showing us dogs and like put pictures in Discord and stuff, and we talked about that. Another person reached really high rank in Apex. Like, so we just talk about whatever people's successes are on those days.
Mhm.
And kind of Wednesdays also turned into, so they brag about their stuff, and then I shame myself with something I did stupid during the week, or something that I don't tell people. If you were there on Wednesday, then you know. But
Yeah,
I just
no.
tell, yeah, I basically just, I'm like, I'm human. I do silly things. I have silly things in my house. And I want people to have a chance to like talk about themselves and remind ourselves of what we do that's great, what we can pride ourselves on that week. So,
Yeah. No, like I said, and I think with your other backgrounds and stuff like that, I think helps you out immensely in content creating. That's why I mean personally, and I mean I'm no guru, I'm no nothing else, but from what I've seen, other people grow in the last 4 years, um, y- you're gonna get there. You're gonna get there. I can see it. You're gonna have that 1 to 2 to 3,000 viewer count soon. I can probably see that. I don't know, but
panic. I panic because one thing they yell at me all the time for is I want to read every single message. And I'm trying not to. Like, I'm trying to, like, but then as soon as I do that, then they're like, "Oh, I see you ignore message." I'm like, "No, I don't ignore messages. Let me just scroll up for give me a second. Just come in. Wait, look, I'm going, and I get panicked because I don't want anybody. I know what it feels like. I've gone into larger streamers' streams when I first started, and I'm looking at them like, wow, how do they handle that? And I'm like, oh, they're ignoring half of it. They can't see half of it.
yep,
And then I go, "Hi," and they don't say anything, and I'm like, "Oh, okay." And it made me feel bad. Like I wanted to connect with the people in the chat or with a streamer, whoever, and I couldn't.
yeah,
And that made me feel crappy because I was there to meet people and make friends, and that was it. And so I don't want to be like that, you know?
yeah,
I want to be better than that. And I think there are certain partner streamers that are in like the 100 to 200 level that are doing it really well. And I imagine that when you get to like Sweet Tails, it's impossible.
yeah,
But at the same time, it's also hard to get into a community where you feel like they're all tight and they're all talking and they all have inside jokes, and then you're coming and going, "Hi."
I,
And I don't want that person to feel awful because I feel that. I felt that in my life, in real life and in streaming, and I
yeah.
don't want anybody to feel like that ever. So,
No, that's what I'm saying, and that just brings back. I think there needs to be more streamers and more attitudes like that on Twitch. There's not a lot. There's very few and far between. Put it that way. Um,
I've met people that are like that or seem like that, and then I'm like, are they genuine? Are they not genuine? Like I
uh,
get, my head, and so I like, are they genuine? Are they not genuine? Then I'm like, I'm your friend, but I'm not your friend, and I'm weird. Like I'm a different bird. I know that. It's like everybody gets their little cliques, in
yeah,
high school, and everybody
yeah,
gets their little cliques in like stream world, and I'm kind of like the one that just I go Lone Ranger
yeah,
all over the place. I'm doing this today. I'm streaming. Who's streaming? I don't care who's streaming. I'm streaming now.
yeah,
I just do what I want.
yeah. I don't know exactly. I know exactly what you
Yeah.
mean. Yeah,
I
Glam.
see.
Glam's one of those. I mean, I've known Glam for quite a while too, and you know, she has, she was pretty big on Mixer when it was around, and then
Mhm.
Mixer crashed. Everybody's having a hard time over here from that's transferred over from Mixer.
Mhm.
I know you didn't get the privilege of being on Mixer,
No.
and honest to God, I think if you were on Mixer back then, you would have been up there with the rest of the ranks and everything else on Mixer. Um,
Is it not as busy as Twitch? Is it like quieter?
it was until they burned it. It burned to the ground
Oh,
what 2 years ago.
yuck.
it,
I literally I didn't know anything. I didn't really understand much. I just understood that you go live and you can talk and sit on camera and then you can game and talk to people and people come in and they'll say hey and you say hey and then you can talk about gaming or invite them in to game with you. So that was
yeah,
like, I was like, yeah, I get to meet friends that do
yeah,
the same thing as me, you know? That was the whole purpose of it in the start. And now it's turned into like I was on a couch and now I'm here
yeah.
taking up entire space in my house.
See, that's what I'm saying. You've got. I seen your video where you did like the streamer tips on YouTube, and
Hmm.
what you put in there. I mean, if you guys haven't seen it, go check her out on her YouTube channel. It's right there.
I have one thing opposed.
don't
That's how
feel
good I am at promotion.
don't feel bad. I started. It's like I was like headstrong and putting videos up, getting all the videos on there. Then I started looking at them, and it's just like, oh, these are crappy made videos. So I quit doing it because I'm trying to find a way to refocus the videos. And
Yeah. I think
But
that I mean with your podcast, like I if I was doing podcasts, I would absolutely post those for sure. Even if re-edited or not re-edited, because I'm really surprised how many people go on and actually watch people's VODs that they just throw up onto YouTube
mhm.
without any editing or anything. And I'm like, I was thinking of doing it. I'm like, who's gonna watch that? People are getting numbers, and I'm like, why?
Yeah.
You can just watch it on Twitch. Why do you need to watch it here? I don't understand. So
Yeah.
I had promised. I kept there was promises I made at the New Year's, our New Year's resolution stream. And one of the things that I said verbally was that I was going to do YouTube, and they're like, "Bet you won't, you won't, you won't." So I put up the one. You got one video, and that's like there, YouTube channel. Bang,
Hey, you did
bang.
it. You did it.
Yeah, I have content ideas. I just don't literally get time in a day to do anything.
That's the whole thing, is just like finding time. You know,
Hmm.
it's it's just like I think anybody, as long as they put the effort and the grind behind it, but that's just it. You've got to have the time to do it. You know,
I have no idea how people have the time to do the things they do. Like
Wha-
when I think of some of the people I know, like Capri, for example, he was a 10 viewer streamer. He won next top streamer. He was in the same season as me, my first season, and he went from 10 to partner in a month.
yeah,
And his content's amazing. Like he just thinks of crazy things and crazy stuff happens. It's just an insane stream. It's an insane place to go when you're in the mood. It's a really really like it is everything. You
yeah.
never get bored. But at the same time, he's like on TikTok, on Instagram, on like on, and I'm like, dude, I sit there half the time stressing about what I'm putting up. What am I gonna put up? What am I put up? I don't know. I don't. Okay, I'll just watch Twitch. You know?
My problem
'Cause
is focusing.
yeah,
I mean, besides
I
having the time issue.
yeah, it's also focused for me too.
Yeah.
Like but also on top of that, because of the stuff, I'm gonna say like premium content, because of the stuff that we put out, like because everybody freaks out about the camera and the setup and stuff, and
Mhm.
people like when people saw the first submission I made, for the second season, they I found out after that they thought that I was a partnered streamer already, and I was like 7 average viewers, you know, but
Yeah.
it's because of the setup. So then I'm
Yeah.
like, did I do it wrong? Should I get my webcam out and go back to the old days? Like, did I go in reverse? Did I shock people? It's because I work in the film industry, and so that's
Yep.
what we have. That's what we do. If it looks like crap, then we're like, no, it looks bad. Don't do it. But
Yeah.
but at the same time, I'm encouraging people, and I always encourage people. It doesn't matter what you have, what materials you have. These are the things that I have. This is the one advantage I have.
Yeah.
And I work hard for it, as well as people that are involved work hard for it. But it's the advantage that I get to put forth and the fun that I get to have here. And I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
not trying to say I'm better than anybody. I'm little.
No, I get the same thing. Like I feel that some people sit there and they see this and it's like, oh, you're doing good. You're doing good. And it's like, no,
Yeah,
I have the resources.
that's it.
You
That
know.
is exactly it. You put in the grind and the resources and the time to make this look gorgeous. Like I love
Yeah.
that sign behind you and the wood and everything. That's like I love that vibe.
Yeah.
And that looks so amazing
Appreciate
to
it.
somebody watching visually. And it's just like once they find you and see this, and then you just, it adds to everything, I think, in the end. I don't think there's any reason that anybody on a webcam or anything else, in a garage can do any worse or better. What I'm saying is that you literally, it's just elevating your own stream in some way. You can make up I can make up less personality because I have, no, just kidding. I'm less of a now I'm just gonna sit here and say admire my things.
Yeah.
Like all of my things, like all of the things. No, in here, come in here. You know.
And see, that's what I mean. You've got all the little. I mean, even though it's not like big special effects like explosions and stuff like that some of these streamers have, but you have the just the camera motions and the different camera angles. I mean, you have the the TV the video in the background playing with the ambiance. It's the ambiance of your stream, of your setup.
I don't know what my ambiance is to people. I don't know it. I honestly have no idea.
It's inviting. I mean, it
Is
is.
it?
Yeah, I mean, it's got that vibe look. It's got that vibe feel. Because when I first, like I said, when I first clicked on the stream and stuff like that, and it's just like, oh, cool. I like her setup. Because I love watching people's setups and stuff like that too. But
Hmm.
it was just like, okay, I literally just kind of stopped what I did for a little bit and kicked back and relaxed. And I mean, it's relaxing. You've got the right light coloring and everything else going on.
Thank you.
And
I change my lights sometimes. I get in moods. Like I literally I'm not gonna do it right now because I'm gonna screw it up. But I because I push a button and then I'll make it red and then I won't be able to get it back.
Yep.
But the lights there and there, like I just kind of change them and I'm like, oh, I don't feel like blue anymore. I'm done with that. Or the background, like I change that all the time. Originally, I was gonna put up people's like shoutouts and stuff on there, but because of the blur from the camera, I didn't want them to be blurred, So I don't know. I might do it again. I'm not sure.
Jazz bar vibe. No,
Jazz.
I mean, yeah, it does. It does kind of feel kind of jazzy,
Is it jazzy? Am I?
Yeah.
Is this jazzy? Should I have a saxophone?
I was gonna say I could see a sax breaking out. A couple of little,
It's like Chuck Mangione.
yeah.
Little Chuck Man. Do you know what Chuck Mangione is? No.
No. I know. I mean, when you said Chuck Mangione, it just okay. He's got to be some type of a jazz player. It just sounds like a jazz player name.
Yeah, you'll have to look him up after. You
Okay.
can listen to him.
Okay. No, because I love jazz. I just never, So
He's
yeah.
not like jazz. He's just just go listen.
Just go listen to him.
Have him listen. Have him listen. I just remember driving to the cottage in Grandpa's car, with Chuck Mangione.
And it's probably one of those. It's just like once I start listening to him, it's like, okay, yeah, I know who that is, because there's a lot of artists and a lot of musicians and stuff like that I listen to. I never catch their names because I just like the music. I just want to focus on the music and not who the person is.
I'm kind of the same way. Like I know I have my go-tos like Etta James and stuff like that, but there's a lot of like artists that you don't hear the name a lot, and so you're like, what's that song that goes do 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 do? And if you're like, what? Can I Shazam this? Do 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 do? No,
it doesn't work.
It didn't like my voice. I'm not a singer.
But I don't know. I've seen we'll talk about that after a while. I don't want to.
Oh, what?
What? No.
What?
I found, like I said, I did research.
Okay. Uh-oh.
I found a song that you did.
Oh no! Which one did you find? I haven't released it. I haven't told people yet. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
No,
you can play it.
Oh, I don't have it. I don't have it like on me.
What was the title? What
was it?
Please not be the bad one. Please not be the bad one.
It was only ever going to be you.
Oh my god! Ouch! Can I just send you better ones before you judge me?
I'm not judging.
This was a very.
It was actually pretty good. But I know you're probably going to say.
Germs you'll hear.
I know you're going to probably say no because we're our biggest critics, So, but no, I was very afraid of the microphone and of singing at the time. And I'm not saying I'm better now, but there's been improvements. And my confidence has definitely gone up since then. So I feel like there's a lot of things I would change about that. I don't own the video. I wasn't on my channel. Somebody else has the video and they haven't taken it down. I wish they would. But only really?
I would keep it in nostalgia. But yeah,
it was a different. Right there?
It was a different. What song?
That one.
Are you playing it?
No, the one that I just said. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yes. Yeah, it's nostalgia, but it was a different time in my life for sure.
Yeah.
Different time. Yeah. There's two more, but you can't find them.
I couldn't find it. That was the only one when I researched you and put you in YouTube and everything else. That was the only song that really popped up. So
that's the easiest one to find. And what's weird about that one was somebody convinced me, as a not really singer that sung privately in my own house, to write a song and to submit to the CBC music fest contest. Basically, it went worldwide. And then I had people following me on my acting account that had heard the song in the UK and they liked it. And I'm like, that is weird to me. Why would you? There's hundreds and thousands of people that submitted. This is not the one. First song ever written. No, go. But it was fun. It was good. I liked it.
Like I said, yeah. I mean, Nostalgia, the first one you wrote. I mean, like I said, it wasn't. I mean, I liked it. I listened to the whole thing.
Thanks.
So
okay. Well, I made it through. I survived it. I mean,
you could tell you were a little nervous doing it, but when I figured out, it was for the the CBC Searchlight, it's just like, okay, it's for a contest, probably her first time going around. So
yeah, I'd never sung before on a mic or on a recording ever, or in front of people.
But the thing is you broke out of your comfort zone and you did it.
And that's the point, isn't it? Like doing those little things, and you're like, okay, the first one sucked, and it's gonna live forever on YouTube. Great, super. But at the same time, you just broke that seal of going past your boundary a little bit, right?
Yeah. Except for I don't think unless somebody knows the full thing about you, because that's under a different name, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So
And it's not even my account. It's
yeah.
not even my account.
So I just happened to
I
find
imagine
it back to back searching and stuff like that.
it's
So
gonna come up now. I know it's gonna come up.
I'm not gonna say nothing, but
No, it's not you.
oh,
It's
okay,
it's either
yeah.
Germ or it's people that are gonna watch the VOD. I know there's gonna be people watching it, so that's good. I
You're
like this.
really gonna know who Anne Maki is now.
I'm not nervous because generally people have seen my name because we play movies and stuff on stream, right?
Yeah.
With my name in it. But I like I'm not nervous, but at the same time, there's still nerves there a little bit.
Yeah, but
But I'm excited with this.
you have a community that, I mean, yeah, they're trolling, but they're a fun trolling. You know, those are those are the great
Yeah.
communities, if I have to say so.
Yeah, they're like trolly, but then if I even pretend to be sad in a realistic way, they'll go, "You okay?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry." And I'm like, "No, don't say sorry, just troll me. It's fun. And I'm gonna have fun." If I troll people on Twitter, like I once or twice have, they literally are like, "She's just joking." And I'm like, why can I not troll people? What is wrong with me? Am I like why have I given off this vibe that I can't be a troll and you can't troll me? I don't understand.
2 years ago, if I would have put on there what I did, with the promo, the deal today about your height, about your
Yeah.
command that you have in your chat, if I'd have done that and you said what you did, I would have felt really, really bad.
That's me. See, I get nervous like that too, but at the same time, I'm like, I like love it. I love troll me. Go ahead. That's half the fun of the content. Like we've had so much fun in this stream and around the stream just from trolling each other and having
Yeah.
fun. And I want more of it. Give it to me.
So,
Try.
no, that's why. I mean, I figured it was okay because you have a chat command in your chat for it. So it's like, okay. I mean, I can't get in too big of trouble, but.
No.
And then you said that, and I'm like, oh, God.
No, I'm just trolling you back. I'm just giving you
no,
shit back.
and then
Okay.
when you started, it's one of those things that you got to get out of your head and think, oh God, I did something wrong. But like I said, if it was 2 years ago, I would have been groveling at your feet. Oh, please forgive me. I'm sorry. I wouldn't have done that. I'm sorry.
And I would have said, "You better grovel," even though I wouldn't have meant it. I would have been like, "It's okay, don't worry." Shh.
Yeah.
I'm well
But-
behaved. I wouldn't share your hidden music. Shush, Germ. Sorry, I'm talking to your chat now. Germ's here for the intel. He's gonna go back
Intel.
and report on this.
He's gonna, okay, I've got it all for you now. But
Okay, ask away. Go ahead. Tell me all you dug up. Go ahead.
all I dug up. Okay. No, I didn't. I mean, I mean, there's a lot out there, but there's not.
There's
like,
a lot.
There's not like, I mean, there's like no hidden bodies or anything like that. I mean, so if
No.
you guys are coming in here thinking there was going to be bodies or skeletons in the closet, those those I can't find if they are. So
Yeah, I'm not creepy. I have no criminal record or anything, so
see, there you go. And I didn't say.
I'm clean.
I didn't go
No, I
that
don't.
far into it.
I would. That would be so interesting. Interesting, but I wouldn't tell people. I would be like, "What?"
No.
But I wouldn't want to tell people. That's all.
I'm just a supportive friend, is all.
Yes, Germ.
Well, I appreciate you
Thank
doing
you,
that.
Germ.
That's one thing I love the most is when the creators community comes in to support them. I love seeing that.
I like seeing familiar faces too.
No, but since we're on the subject of acting and stuff like that,
Yeah.
how long have you been doing this? How long have you been in the industry?
Acting?
Yeah.
Different than content creation.
Yeah,
Totally
yeah.
different. Since I was a kid, I was like 7 when I first hit the stage, I think, or 8, 7 or 8.
Wow.
And I was doing theater and like Shakespeare and stuff like that and competing.
Ooh.
And then I started in film, I'm going to say 7 years ago was the first one I did. And I've never had it's not like I tried and I didn't do well. It's like it was like a hobby.
Mhm.
So I'd see a listing and go, oh, I think I could do that. And so I'd apply and send off my audition and get it. 99% of the time I get the audition I went for because I never went for anything risky. I never tried to get like every job. I just kind of picked and chose the ones I thought that I could nail and would be fun to have.
Mhm.
And then eventually went from getting some free work to get some some video of me so I have content to going to only paid and doing one free a year, like for students or whatever that are making films. And so it's been 7 years of hobby like filmmaking. And it's been around the world. Like it's been in different festivals in the UK, like all over actually, all around the world. You probably found that too, didn't you?
No, I mean, I seen some. There was a bunch of things that were like clumped together and stuff like that. But I didn't like I said, I didn't like do a total deep dive. I just try to get basic information that I could go off of.
Yeah. Yeah, I've done a lot of small films. I think the biggest one I have is on Amazon, and then there's some that have just gone to YouTube or student films. And then there's some on Vimeo, and then there's some that are still traveling festival circuit right now. I have
Wow.
two. One's in circuit right now from a film that I finished 2 years ago, about a year and a half, 2 years ago. And the daughter that's in it, that it was just me, myself, and her,
Hmm.
and she's actually in oh my gosh, what's the Silence of the Lambs TV show? Clarice.
Clarice, yeah.
Yeah, she's the daughter in Clarice. Is the
Really?
girl that was my daughter in that film.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, so that one's in circuit right now, but it's not public yet, so I can't even show
Yeah.
anybody. There's like tickets, you can buy tickets online and go watch it, but I'm like, I'm gonna wait, and once I get a copy of it, then I'm gonna show everybody for free, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
No, yeah, those. This one thing is I found really interesting was because I did pull up your IDM or IMD. uh,
IMDb.
Yeah, words are hard today.
It's okay.
Letters are even harder. So, um, but it was really interesting to see the long list of stuff that you've been involved with. That's what got me really interested and started researching more. And so I researched about every film on there to see if there was any clips or anything online. That's the only thing I probably really deep dived into because I wanted to see, what it was.
Yeah.
There was two of them that really, I sit there and it's like, wow, this is pretty good. One of them was, what was it, Bankrupt?
Oh yeah.
The short
That
film?
one. That's how I got this camera,
Really?
because we won an award. We won Audience Choice Award
Oh,
for that
nice.
film. Yeah, and it was shot near the beginning of COVID, and very like kind of not last minute, but it was written by somebody it was his first film being shot from
Mhm.
his script, and it was shot with a one man camera and crew, and sound was one person,
Wow.
and myself and the actors, and literally shot here in the kitchen, and then it made it to the Black Magic Film Festival in California,
Oh,
and
wow.
we won the Audience Choice Award, and that's how we got the Black Magic camera, which is why I have this here now instead of this camera,
Oh,
which used to be
okay.
my mainstream camera.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
yeah,
No, but that because that's the one. It's like, okay, so I clicked on that one first because that's the first one that popped up. So I'm sitting there watching it, and I'm like really getting into it, and it's just like watching you and your co-actor sitting there getting it, talking about bankruptcy, selling the house, doing this. She's gonna be mad. I couldn't because the title of the thing sit there and said that something about the wife was upset about or about getting into bankruptcy or something like that. I can't remember what the title of the video or the description of the video said, but
hmm
it was just like, okay, because it started reading. It's just like when you sit there and says, well, just sell the house, and he's like, well, I can't sell the house, it's only, and then it's like, man, I'm like really getting into this, and then it turns and goes to the table of your guys' daughter sitting at the table, and you guys are arguing about Monopoly. I'm like,
I
oh
know.
my god, that is so good.
It was so well written. It was so well written, and honestly, I was excited to shoot it. He's written other shorts for us
Mhm.
to film, but that one I was really really excited about it. And the funny thing, I'll tell you a secret about that film in particular.
Okay.
The person that I was working with, I've never worked with him before, and the script. If you watch the film again,
Hmm.
I had the script in front of me right here
Hmm. Oh, did you?
on the kitchen counter. Because I was paranoid about forgetting my lines, because it was all happening really, really fast. It was kinda like we were gonna do this film,
Mhm.
and then, like, a few days later, we were suddenly shooting it.
Oh,
And some of
wow.
the stuff was actually handmade, like, right now, I don't know if I can show you, but on here, on this light here,
Hmm.
there's basically this, like, it's like I don't know how to describe it. Grid. It's a grid, but it's like,
Okay.
a cloth grid.
Yeah.
So, basically, upstairs, what we did was made, a grid out of black coroplast and hot glue. The day of the filming, I was on the table making that, and then used that as the lighting above us for the whole thing. And then the lighting was actually so overweighed that it was coming down on our heads, and we kept having to
Oh.
go, ooh, ooh, like, is it gonna fall on us as we're filming, because it's a one man crew doing all the filming, all the everything, sound, everything.
Yeah.
So it was kind of crazy. And then it made it to Black Magic Film Festival, and they're like, "This is fabulous," and I'm like, it was
No.
like it was this small it was the strangest thing, because I worked with huge crew and
Yeah.
cast, and then we're doing this, and it made it there. Like, what? but it was a brilliant film. It was
It
really
was.
well written,
Like I
I
said, it,
think.
it it brought you in and got you really interested, and then the plot was it was over a Monopoly game, and I'm like, it's like okay. I mean, I did. I sit here and rolled in my chair for like 5 minutes. I'm like, oh,
He
you
has
got to be
more.
kidding me.
I can't wait to film his other scripts, honestly. They're really strong, they're really funny. I'm excited to see them,
Nice.
get shot for sure.
Well, like I said, that one there, and one of the, I mean, like I said, I seen a few of them, but Bankrupt was one of them, and then there was another one. What was it? The Street Stained. Your
Oh,
character was
yeah.
Ruth.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah. I got a good story on that one, too. What
oh
do you think
yeah,
of that one?
that one was kind of. I mean, I liked. I don't know. I really couldn't. I mean, I got into it, but it was more like a psychological thriller type of me, and I love those. And so
Mhm.
I'm like, but it wasn't enough. There wasn't enough for me to actually get into because I couldn't find the entire thing. All I found was clips of it.
Oh, it's on there. It's on there.
Is
So
it?
Film
Okay.
yeah, so Filmtree that I was talking to you about before we started
Mhm.
streaming, it's on Filmtree's channel.
Oh, okay.
So I have,
I think
that
I
film.
just found clips, and it's just like, okay, I got to find more of this. But
Yeah, the whole thing's there. It's longer,
okay,
and then I have, like, a shortcut of it, but it's just basically clips of it put
yeah.
together. But the whole film's on, YouTube, as well as, I did another film with Filmtree, that was called Cake Writer, as
Oh,
well as, I did voiceovers in, their feature film for a few parts there.
cake,
But, I
cake
love that one
writer.
because what, you saw that one?
Cake. I saw some of the clips from it. Cake writer was kind of interesting too. I love those.
I got to
Yeah, I love
I
those
was
short ones.
I was like the bitchy baker, basically. That's what they described me as. And so I got to, like, be a baker. I was like, "I don't know how to do this." So I'm, like, holding the cake very confidently, icing this cake. I'm like, "I don't know what I'm doing right now." I'm walking in with it, and I'm like, "Oh, yeah, the whatever filling." I'm like, "I don't even know what that is. I don't know what that means, but I'm a baker." So here we are. It was good. I liked that one. It was funny. I liked the script. It was well written again. Street Stain was the first time I ever got to hold a gun on any set, and it was, like, it has, air cartridges in it,
Hmm.
and, they only had 1.
Oh,
So I didn't get to practice with it, and I never held a gun in my life, and it was the weight of a gun, and I had to, like, confidently, like, get it up there, and I don't know if you saw this part, but I'm, like, looking at the, son of the guy that I'm holding the gun to his head.
hmm,
I'm looking at his son, and I'm like, "Oh, you can't hear me, can you?" Because I think he's deaf at this time,
yeah.
and I said, "How do you hear like, how do you like this?" And I just without even looking at him, I just shot him in the head. Well, during that part, because I'd never shot it, it felt like real. It felt like this. So I was like, like I thought I shot him. I was like, oh my, because his head went bang, right? And
Yeah.
I'm trying not to react, but this is probably the face. It's probably why they didn't use the clip because I was like, yeah. Anyway, it was a good film. I liked it. I really enjoyed it. That's actually how I met Grinch Vibes, he was on my stream
Hmm.
last Thursday. He's the director of that film, and it was one of the few larger films that he's done with the largest crew, and that's the day we met was actually the day of that filming.
Oh, it's
So
nice. Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
it was, just seeing the different, going from, like I said, from being like in Bankrupt and some of the other ones like the Cake Writer, and then just seeing that one, it's just like, okay, she's very well, able to, do just about anything. So it's like that's pretty cool. So is acting something that I mean, is it something that you're like, are you wanting it to be a career someday or like a full time career?
I think I would have like I didn't take an agent. I had people before COVID asking me to join their agencies and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And I never did because when you're with an agent or you're trying to take it seriously, then you have to every audition they give you, you have to go.
Yeah.
Even if you don't think it's appropriate. And I liked being in control. When I was a kid, I was a model as a teenager, which is really weird because I'm super short, but at the time, appropriate height to a child, right?
Yeah.
So it's like every time they would call, it's like, oh, okay, you have to be there at 6 a.m., 7 p.m., whatever. And you just have to go, even if you think it's something you're not going to have a chance at getting, even if it's a cattle call with like 100 people there.
Mhm.
So I liked being in control of saying, I want to do this, I want to do that. There were roles I got that I had to turn down. There was a few, 2 television shows that I had to turn down because of my timing and my schedule. But I would love to. It's something I love to do, and I have a lot of respect for people that act well. There's a few actors in particular actresses that I really really admire. Um, in my dreams. But the thing is, I'm happy being where I'm at in acting because I didn't go into it as a younger person because I thought that it was like Hollywood and you need to reach here. And if you're not
Mm,
doing that, then you're not an actor. So go find a real career.
yeah.
So I went real career. And then I found out that you don't have to do that. You can just do commercial work. You can do it as a hobby. You can do it in your spare time. You can go and say, okay, I'll shoot a film like this weekend and just be in it for fun
Yeah.
and be paid for it. It's a paid hobby. And so, yeah, I would love to if the opportunity ever presented itself. But for now, I'm just focusing. Now that I'm here, I'm kind of focusing on this. This is my life
Yeah.
now.
Well, I
Is
mean, like you said, this is basically, it's just live entertainment or live TV, live acting. I mean, not really acting because I mean, I think your acting career has helped you with, I mean, just my opinion, I think your acting career has helped you with the ability to entertain, and that's,
probably true.
like you said in the beginning, all this is live entertainment, and people are not going to go to a stream that, unless, a gaming I think we were talking about this the other night with a friend of mine. It's like to me, Twitch is broken up in two separate genres. You got the gaming community that are diehard gamers,
Hmm.
and then you got the entertainers. And I think right now, I think the entertainers are overtaking the gaming side of it because just chatting has always been a popular category, but that can't be really attested to because people forget to change their titles 99% of the time because I'm guilty of that.
Yes,
Um,
I couldn't change it today, so I get it.
but so I mean, stat wise, I don't think it's right. But the more and more you come on, you see people just talking nowadays,
Hmm.
and I think that's great because I think like the gaming community, like you said earlier, the gaming needs to go to YouTube or something like that. And
Well, I think that there's a category of Twitch, like Twitch is still calling it, I'm pretty sure it's still calling itself a gaming streaming site,
yeah,
but it's not at all. Even Twitch is not doing, look, if you go to Twitch today, they were streaming art on Twitch. Their whole theme right now, oddly, I was like, are they copying me? Is creativity right now. And I'm like, that's weird because that's kind of what I said I was going to start doing last week. And we're going to do like there's a huge plan coming into place with that.
yeah.
I'm kidding. They don't care about me at all.
Oh,
But,
I wouldn't be
they're doing
surprised.
art right now, and then and then even some of the larger streams that you see, like, 'cause I follow, like, maybe 4 of them, and they're all based around, like, almost a television style, like, they're in television studios.
Mhm.
They're doing different awards, they're having people around this, like, fancy table, but it's a studio that looks like, the end of Survivor kind of studio where it's like
Oh,
a
okay.
waterfall, but it's not a real waterfall. And I'm like, there's obviously enough money for them to have a studio and actors and everything else in there. Why? It's not the subs or the bits or anything else. It's literally everything else that they're doing. And so what I'm trying to like tell people is Twitch is not a gaming site. It is literally television.
Yeah,
It is where television's going. It's where people that are in media are focusing on is the live stream in any source, in YouTube, in Instagram, in stat, like it doesn't matter where,
yeah.
because it's about entertaining people and people want to actually react to and talk to real people
Mhm.
and have that interaction. It's not like you're, back in the day, Three's Company where you're watching some comedy and going to bed,
Yeah. No, yeah. No, I totally agree with that 100%. Yeah. And like I said, I think that's what it is. I think with your background and everything else that you have going, and like I said, I mean, even with your, it says what your education, you have a post grad in public relations and a
Oh,
BA in
yeah.
communications. I told you I deep dive or I dived in a little bit.
Oh my god, this is so funny because this is literally like the stuff that nobody's ever asked me, and everybody is always like the same stuff, like when they talk to me. But yeah, I have I when I decide not to be an actor, um, postgraduate was in or my postgraduate was public relations. It was
Mhm.
communications, and then hold on one second, sorry.
No, you're fine.
Okay. So I went to university for business communications because I didn't know what to do. And I remember a counselor in high school saying, well, you're supposed to, choose a job. And I'm like, well, I want to act. That's all I want to do. I love it. This is my whole life. And they're like, well, yeah, but you also have to choose a career. You can always do it as a hobby, whatever, but that's not a realistic career goal. It is, by the way, if anybody wants to do it.
Yeah.
But honestly, so they said, well, you're really good at talking. I'm like, really? Yeah, you are. I am. So they said business communications. And then after I finished that, I was like, well, you're done university and what do you do with your life? And so I said postgraduate is the smartest thing because it focuses you down into a career.
Yeah.
And so I applied to a really challenging program to get into, and it was public relations program, and you had to have basically straight A's to get in. I did not, but I wrote a really good paper to get in, and I got straight A's that I got honors that year.
Oh,
And then
cool.
I was immediately stepped into a events company, a major events company that had to do with beer in Toronto, and then toured with them for 2 years, basically, or a year and a half. I don't
Oh,
know. I
wow.
was really young. They gave me a Viper to drive right out of university. I literally came out of university and they're like, okay, so here's our promo car. So you work in communications. Nobody else drives standard here. So you're going to have to like drive the car around town, take it home with you, go out at night, just drive the streets because we want to see
Okay.
our brand all over. And I'm like, this is
Okay.
a freaking Viper. It's a freaking Viper. Did you just give a 20-something-year-old a Viper? Are
To
you
just
serious
drive.
right now? Just drive it? Oh, I'm going to Niagara Falls now. Okay, that's 3 hours away. I am going out for ice cream at 12 o'clock at night. Yes, I am. I'm going to speed down the 400 highway at, whatever, 200 something kilometers. No, that happened. It happened.
Oh.
My grandmother, I was staying with her at the time, and she, it had a car cover, and she would see the car come in. She's like, can you go cover the car, please? And I say, why? She say, because all my neighbors are looking at it. And I'm like, Grandma, it's just a car. No, it's very flashy and showy. Please, please just hide the car. I'm like, if I put the cover on it, people still know it's a freaking Viper. Like nobody's driving by here going, oh, it's just a gray car cover. It's a Viper. It looks like a bed, So anyway,
That's pretty
yeah.
cool. No, like I said, I mean, yeah, I mean, with that there and everything else you've got, I mean, and becoming part of the Twitch community or the live streaming community, yeah, I see why you make it look easy is because you're used to doing it.
Well, I'm not used to like content creation in terms of like talking to a camera, talking to people, just going off
Yeah.
whatever's in your head. And that's a whole other thing. Other side of acting is like when you're like a live news broadcaster or you're
Mhm.
live interviewing somebody. That's a whole or a host of a show, a whole different thing,
Yeah.
right? They still get scripted, but they also have to be able to speak and kind of go with whatever's happening. And I'm not like that. I was an actor. It was like, here's my lines, here's my character. I study my character. This is, I get in my mental state and get in that place. But I'm not like that. But people are.
Yeah.
So that's a whole different thing. You're not yourself. You get to play other people. You get to play other characters and imagine yourself being that really tough person or that really weak person.
Yeah.
That's not streaming. Streaming is literally you, and it's very vulnerable because you are emitting yourself to people and saying, "This is who I am." Genuinely, like for me, anyways. Genuinely, this is who I am, and this is sometimes what it's like hanging out with me. Sometimes, like sometimes it's like this, like in real life, right? But on stream, it's always this part of me, the hyper part.
Yeah. Well, and yeah, like I said, that's what it needs. I mean, I think that's what brings your channel. But even if you did like just kind of the relaxed, laid back type of thing and stuff like that, you would still, I believe you would still get the same reaction, if not more, from your community because they just know you're vibing. So
It just like I don't know. I kind of just go with where I'm at that day. Like I kind of say, okay, well, like today I was feeling like I just want to chill out and like kind of just hang out for a little bit. And I had some stuff in my mind about like Snickers Twitter account and other things that were on my mind. So I kind of was like looking at it. I'm like, I'd rather do this with people. So I'm like, go live. And then I'm like, guys, can you look at this with me? And I need to read it and see it all because I didn't want to see it firsthand. I wanted to see it with everybody else, with my friends there. And then after that, I wanted to play the game and just chill out. And I don't normally do that a lot, but I wanted to. I just felt like it. So I kind of rode with that a little bit. Yeah.
So going back to the acting thing, what was some of the inspirations that made you become an actor? I mean, how did you pick up on the vibe of becoming an actor?
I don't know. My mom said I was really loud and strange when I was younger. She told me I should be a lawyer, an actor when I was young. But I just kind of liked, I don't know how it started. I guess it was probably like the fact that I was like such a huge character as a child. And then my mom said, go and join this drama group with a bunch of friends. So I did. And I just loved it. I loved the idea of playing different characters and it felt goofy in a way. And dressing up in costume and performing for an audience. And I like that. it's almost like you have the socialization because you're there with people and you're there like on the stage with people and you're there with an audience. But then the other part of it is that you get socialization without having like one-on-one people. And sometimes I get weird like in real life, like talking to people because my mind goes like this and they're like
Yeah.
all focused on a topic and my mind's like, so yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So what's been your favorite role throughout this whole thing? This
You
whole
mean in
journey?
film?
Yeah.
Well, the fact that the Amazon film that I'm not allowed talking about was
Oh.
like definitely like one of the bigger roles I've had. I liked that one. I really liked Street Stained a lot because I got to hold a gun and be really, really tough. And I didn't realize that it was such a large film. Essentially, I didn't know that it had like that it was a feature film and that I was the lead in it. So that was kind of a surprise that I got the lead when I applied for like the smallest role in it.
Nice.
Yeah. Hold on, sorry.
Oh no, you're good.
We have a pizza issue. My pizza never showed up. Remember I told you earlier I ordered pizza?
Oh yeah.
It never showed up.
I was gonna say yeah. We've been an hour. Yeah, it should have been there by now. Damn it.
I
Free.
know. I
It's
didn't even.
free. Give me the free one.
I know. It better be free. I was grocery shopping and I'm like, oh my God, I gotta get dinner in. I gotta get grocery shopping in before I come on. And then I'm like, okay, pizza's fine. It'll be here. I might munch on it or I'll have it after or whatever. And then I'm like sitting here and going, why isn't it here yet? And all of a sudden they're like, it's not here. I'm like, why is it not here? It's supposed to be 30 minutes before it's free.
Well, it's just like ours one night. We ordered pizza. I mean, granted, it was during a football night, so it was
hmm
busy, but it was like an hour and 15 minutes. It's like, okay, so I called the pizza place and it's like, where is my pizza? It's like, well, it's out for delivery. And it's like, okay. Well, I'm standing out by the curb. I see the pizza guy drive by my house, go
No
6 houses
way.
down, get
Yeah.
out with the pizza bag, go to the door, knock on the door. Nobody answers the door. He puts the pizza down on the porch and walks away because we have the no contact thing. So it's like, okay.
Yeah.
And, or option. And so I call back and I sit there and I go, what delivery driver I waited about another 10, 15 minutes and I go, what delivery driver has our pizza? And he told me what kind of car he drove. And I go, yeah, I think he just delivered it 5 houses down.
That happens to me all the time. Like the houses I totally have all the houses here look the same and the numbers are kind of confusing because they're like touching, like all the houses are basically touching each other. So
Hmm.
you can't tell the house numbers over the garage. You can't tell which door it's for. So that happens all the time. But also because I'm in a unit, like a townhouse unit, people skip the unit number and go like, "Pff, what's a unit
Oh,
number?" And
yeah.
they just go to the address of what they think it is. So they take my unit number and add it to my street, ignoring the other number that's in there, and then it gets delivered like 4 blocks down the road. And then all of a sudden, and it's on their front door, which is a business, and they don't even go in through that door because it's just like, they go in
Yeah.
there through the back. So it's been sitting out there for like 3 days. And I'm like,
Yeah.
where is my package, Amazon? And they're like, it's at this address. I go down there it is, all rain soaked and ready
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. It's just like, okay. It's just like, I know GPS. If you plug our address in GPS, it takes you right to the front door.
Yeah. Yeah, like
But
seriously, I don't understand how they get it confused. I get the like it goes to my neighbor's house thing. I
mhm,
get that. I don't get how they get like 3 blocks down the road at all. I don't
no.
understand that.
Yeah, we've gotten even mail. We've gotten packages delivered 2 blocks to the opposite side of us, and I'm like, really? Actually, we got their mail one time, and they got our mail,
Yeah.
and it's just like,
Yeah, oh
how
yeah.
did that happen?
Yeah. That happens. That definitely happens.
Because I took their mail to them, and in the process of me taking it over to their house, they were on their way to drop ours. I mean, we just kind of like circled each other, went the opposite direction. They dropped it off on our front porch, and I put it in, on their front porch, and it's just like, okay, this is weird.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, I totally understand the waiting for pizza delivery. But um, so there's another thing I found out about you. You're an advocate for autism.
Yes.
A heavy
Yes, I
advocate.
am.
I
I was, yeah, very much. I mean, I still stand by everything I stand by, and when I feel the need to get involved again, I do. But now I have stepped back a little bit. I've started. I took a lot of focus, like advocating for anything against the
oh,
government. Um, I did it because I was very self passionate about it. I had very personal reasons for doing it, but when you start, when I start doing something, anything, it's like I literally will not do it until I'm here. Like I need to get to the ending where I want that. This is what I want out of it. And so I was aiming at stopping the provincial government from doing what they were doing with autism services in Ontario.
mhm,
And I thought it was ridiculous. They basically were saying that anybody under the age of 5 couldn't be treated in any way with any kind of therapeutic treatment to make their lives better, to make them more comfortable, them able to communicate. They're saying after 5, pretty much, you're just that's the way you are, and that's too bad. And I'm like, that's ridiculous. People learn through their entire lives. Never mind the fact that when you're 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like those are all your brain is
Yeah.
developing into your 20s. So that is BS.
Yeah.
So basically, I joined like a group, Ontario Autism Coalition,
Hmm.
and they were fighting against this, and I was very passionate about it. So I'm like, obviously, I'm not going to do it by myself. I'm going to go over and join this group. And I started going to my first rallies. I've never held like a petition sign in my hand outside of a government's office screaming at them. I'm like, this is what I'm doing. Really, I'm gonna do. But I did because I'm like, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to stand here. I'm going to win. I'm not going to stand here and lose.
Yeah.
So I started doing that, and then eventually, our provincial legislature was meeting, and my name would be said in the provincial legislature, like my real name, last
Hmm.
and first, is standing here before us. She is right up there. You can see her, and she is saying this, and I'm like, I'm straight. I am, but you're not allowed reacting. You have to when you're up there. You can't make faces. You can't cry, get upset. You can't do anything. You have to stand still. So I'm just
Oh.
like in my head going, yeah, I am.
Oh.
I'm angry. I'm angry, Anne. But the weirdest thing that out of the whole thing that I did was I came up with this concept that if I got the towns and the cities of Ontario to write a letter to our premier
Hmm.
saying, please, cease and desist your actions. We don't agree with them. I'm like, but how would I ever do that? Well, I used to work for a town. So I went to their council and their mayor and I presented it to them. There's videos online. You
Hmm.
probably found them.
Yeah.
And I presented them reasons why I thought it was a good decision for them to stand beside me. And they were the first town in Ontario to do so. And then we ended up getting, I think it was like 85% of the towns in Ontario actually signed letters
Oh,
to the
nice.
Ontario government. And that was where the big change came was Kathleen Wynne was in power at the time and she received all these letters. And they say that's why it happened was because when you have all of your towns and cities all writing you a letter as a premier saying you need to change we don't stand by what you're doing. She doesn't really have a choice anymore. And I started that. So that is something I'm proud of. I'm very proud
Yeah.
of that.
Congratulations. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I just don't agree with people that I just think that people should all have a chance to grow as human
Well,
beings, like no
yeah.
matter what their mental health may be or their differences as human beings, they should all just have a chance to like flourish as they are. Why can't we just let people be people? Is
Yeah.
my feeling.
No, definitely. No, I've seen that and I'm like, I mean, there's just like so much stuff that I found about you. It's just like, you're just, you're everywhere.
I'm all over.
You're
You're
all
all
over the
over the
place.
place. That's literally. I think.
No,
I think my whole community would agree with you.
but no, I mean, it's just, it was so cool to actually have such a, I really enjoyed deep diving, because most of my guests, I don't have to deep dive too far because, it stops at the content creating side.
Hmm.
So, but no, I
Yeah.
was really interested in, especially the advocacy, because I dealt with autism. That's what really got me is because of the autism. Because I dealt with an autism and something that I used to do back before I started doing this. My first experience with somebody with autism. I mean, I always knew what it was, but I've never really experienced it. So it was really nice to see this and see somebody else doing it and actually be able to talk about how what you did and see what you've done to come
I have a
about.
lot of like it's so much I could share in that area of my life, and my personal involvement with people with autism, mostly youth, and some adults, but mostly youth. And the experience I had in meeting the families and getting more and more fire going inside of me. Like I was literally just a person in a house somewhere that nobody knew. And then all of a sudden I was like right in the front of, downtown Toronto with
Yeah.
a petition sign screaming. But it's like because I just got energy off people. The more I got involved, the more people were DMing me and saying, "Can you help me?" or "Can I do this in my town?" And I'm writing letters for them and helping them approach their town, telling them how to get in with their council and their mayor and talk to them and attending different cities and trying to help them. Like, I got so personally involved because you see their plight and you see what they're trying to do. There's their caregivers of people, and they're trying to give the very best life to everybody that's involved and trying to give them the therapy that they deserved at the time or the help, and the assistance that they deserved to have a better life. And I just think that it's ridiculous that we don't prioritize that.
No, I totally agree. And yeah, and so many people, um, I don't know, they just misuse it too. They misuse the fact, and I don't know. Yeah, it's just crazy. But no,
Yeah.
that was really cool to see that because, like I said, that was one of the things that stuck out about that was because, like I said, I experienced it in one of the careers that I did before, so it was like really interesting to find out, the advocacy you did for it and everything else. And
Thank
that's one
you.
thing. I mean, you already answered one of the questions. I was going to ask you how it came about, and you told me, how the Shelburne, council meeting came out. Um,
Yeah.
so that was pretty cool. That I applaud you. That's pretty good.
Thank you. It was a really I was really impassioned, but it was very emotional as well for me, and I really wanted to I really wanted to make a difference, and I wouldn't invest myself in anything if I didn't want to do something with it. Like if I didn't want to take it seriously and do all I could with it, and that
Yeah.
was really really very personal and important to me. And it just became more and more so as we went along and met more people.
Well,
So
not only that, I think just as human beings, I think what makes us great is that if we make a difference or we make a change in anybody's life, I think that's what more people need to focus on than their own selves is making a
yeah.
difference in somebody else's life.
But I think, like, people also have to realize that, like, okay, so let's talk streaming for a second. Like, even by being there in somebody's chat or watching their VOD or writing them on Twitter or Discord or
Mhm.
whatever, being involved in other people's lives can be so important, and you don't realize the effect you have. And it's like, this is why, like, I just I have a different head about it. Like, I realize that we have to, like, be selfish, and I realize we have to focus on ourselves, and I realize that people can take advantage if you're, like, everywhere all the time. I
Yeah.
understand that from people that I know that are larger than me. But I also think that, streamers need their chat as much as chat needs the streamer, and then we all need each other in Twitch world. Whether you're a creator or just a viewer, we're all there for a reason. We have similar goals and interests, and I think that you can make real friendships out of that. And I think that's important for people's mental health as well as their well-being and just having somewhere they feel like they can be at home, but they can also control, they can control the surroundings. They can control if they want to be there, don't want to be
Yeah.
there. They can turn it off, be there. So
No.
yeah.
No, that's yeah. Like I said, I mean, I think more people. I mean, even that little video that you did about YouTube about streamer tips and stuff like that. I mean, that was probably like one of the. And I'm not just saying that because you're the guest. I'm saying it because it's one of the most honest and probably fulfilling. That as a new streamer coming in, if I'd have watched that, I'm like, okay, because you talk about having a goal. Having a goal or a plan of action, basically. There isn't a Twitch talker out there that even brings that up. You know.
Well, the thing is, like, when I create that, I'm like, everybody does this video. Everybody talks about what I should have done, what should I do, how should I become. And I'm like, I'm not going to say how you should become partner or how you should become this or that.
Hmm.
All I'm saying is, I wish somebody had told me at the time. I wish they had said to me, think about these things before you press go live,
Hmm.
because I
Yeah.
wasted like a half a year doing this, not realizing I was going to love it. And I could have been planning from day one.
Yeah.
But now I know. Now I've learned, right?
It-
So,
no, I mean, even some of those things is what you said in there. About the planning and stuff. Like I say, you know, we, and there's a difference between having a goal.
mhm,
Putting out a goal. It's like, oh, I want to be partner this year. Or I want to do this year. I want to do this. No, I mean, you've got to have a plan of action
yeah.
to
I I I
to get
actually don't
there.
make any goals. Like I don't sit and say, "Oh, I want to be
Yeah.
partner this year." And I know people do that. I don't do it because I feel like I don't want to set a goal until I feel like I can actually achieve it.
Yeah.
And that's true with my advocacy. It was true with everything I've done. So I don't want to like try to like aim at something I can't achieve. So I right now my goals are, become better at marketing myself, create content people want to see, and be involved with people are my main goals. I want to like just have my channel be what it is now and have the heart and soul in it, but also like provide content.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go watch a television channel where somebody's just sitting there staring at their own computer screen playing a game because that's not what I'm interested in.
Yeah.
Other people are, but I'm not. Um, so why do people want to come and hang out here? Why don't they just go hang out somewhere else if they want to hang out with people? So that's what my goal is. That's my only goal.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I already tell you why I like coming to your chat. Like I said, or your channel. For one, like I said, your appearance. You come in, you see this. Okay, it's welcoming. So, and then you see all
As
the
lounge.
yeah, the jazz lounge, and then you see all the activity and all the hype and everything else in there, and it just kind of that balances itself out. It's not over the top,
Yeah.
and it's not. I think with like I said with the setup, your presentation, and everything else, it's all balanced. I mean,
Thank you.
so I
Thank
mean,
you very much.
that's
Thank
what
you.
that's why I enjoyed about it anyways. It's like I can come in, I can sit here and do what I'm doing, like video editing or whatever, and watch it and have your stream pulled up over there, like I was last night. And it's just like something pops off or something, and it's like, okay, I get,
What's going on?
yeah, I've got to watch it, and then, but that's cool because it kind of gives me a mental break from what I do and to go,
That's totally what I do. Because I have the 2 monitors now,
Mhm.
I literally be working on something, whether it's like IRL stuff or if it's stream stuff or whatever, and I'll always have a stream up. And then all of a sudden something happens, and you're like, bang, I'm back over here. And it's
Yeah.
almost like having your television running,
Yeah.
right? Like we used
Yeah.
to have a radio running or a television running or like whatever music's running, whatever's running. And you're working, and then you're like paying attention for a second, and then you go back to it. That's what Twitch is,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
And I had one of my biggest compliments actually because there's a guy named Ketchup John Mustard. He's a streamer. He's an artist. He's fantastic art. I love it's so different and I really love what he does and I one day want to afford his art for my stream. But he was rated into me. He had just happened to have it up in the background. He's working on art or whatever.
Mhm.
And he heard me and he literally came and started talking and he told me later that he was absolutely just addicted. He couldn't turn away. He kept going back to his work and kept going back
Yeah.
because he wanted to watch.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's so cool. And then now I'm a VIP in his channel. So like we don't talk every day, but we're like just friends because we just
Yeah.
connected,
No.
And I like going there and hanging out with him too, and his crew. They're really cool, and I like what he does. So, real friends,
Yeah.
you know.
And that, no, that's what I was saying. It's just like I was sitting there working, and it's like, okay, I was doing the exact same thing. It's like I mean, I didn't get hardly nothing done because all the activity going on in the chat, but it was fine because I needed the mental break anyways from doing what I was doing,
Yeah.
and like I said, the vibe, the vibe you have in the back compared with the vibe that you give out as an entertainer, like I said, it balances itself.
Thank you. So this is like calm
Yeah.
jazz lounge, and I'm like crazy nut comedy club.
I guess you can say that. Yeah.
Maybe. No, I don't know what I am.
No,
I'm like weird entertainer person being crazy, and this is like calm.
but you don't.
Yeah.
I think what gets it for you is you don't think about it; you just do it.
No, I don't think about anything I do.
No,
I don't.
I just tell you, I think that's what makes it. I think when people
Well,
think
thank
too
you.
hard, it's like anything. I think when people think too hard about what they're doing, because I do it.
Mhm.
If I'm thinking about something really, really hard, it's just like doing this. When I first started doing the talk shows, it's like I was really in depth, and I had to do this, and I had to do that, and it's just like no, I would stress myself out before the time of the show that I couldn't focus on the show.
Yeah, I totally understand what you're saying. Like I mean, there's definitely no scripting in here. Like I used to I think I need to like write notes and stick them up on the wall or something so I could like kind of
And-
focus myself, but now I'm like meh, like I'm just
yeah.
whatever. I've had nights where I've had to fly by the seat of my pants literally from the moment I started the stream. So I have no problem just being me and
Yeah.
going wherever I want to go on Twitch or on Google or whatever we're doing that day. And it just kind of travels itself into a place eventually. And then eventually I'm like, either I'm going, okay, I need to stop. I need to like calm down, get my fuel tank full. Or my mods are like, no, bedtime. And they have a command for sleep.
I see
And these
that.
little sheep, you saw it? And all the
Yeah.
sheep come on the screen. And I'm like, yeah, okay, fine. I'll shut it down. Okay.
No.
Yeah.
I scripted the first few episodes or the first few shows I did with this, and I threw the scripts away because, like I said, I was so nervous. I mean, I have a list of topics,
Yeah.
in case we, because to keep away from dead air, but I don't. It's not scripted. It's like everybody asks me
Yeah.
that comes on. It's like, do you have our? I've only had one company that I talked to that wanted like a kind of like a breakdown of what we were going to talk about, but it was a
Yep.
company, so I mean, it was a different type of a talk show.
I've had that before too, where they like providing questions basically to
Yeah.
people or having them pre-provide them to me so I could generally like in my head know the general direction of what we're talking about ahead of
Yeah.
time. Which is good because sometimes you want to like pre-prep, like when I was talking about like advocacy for autism and stuff,
Mhm.
if they had like I had news interviews, I don't know if you found those too, but they would pre-send me the questions they're going to ask me so I could kind of prep myself so I could better shorten what I'm saying down into something really tight. But a podcast is different. A podcast
Yeah.
like it's relaxed. It's supposed to be about hanging out and just talking about what's happening.
I think she's really scared about what I found out about her.
What do you mean? I'm scared?
No, this is what when you said there and when you said that comment, it's just like, and I'm sure you found those on there. It's like it's just the way you said it. It's just like, oh, she must be really scared. No,
No, it's just that nobody cared.
what I've told you is everything that I found. I stopped when I had like 4 pages of stuff to keep me
4
going.
pages.
Well, it's just a different thing. Not 4 pages of stuff I found, but 4 pages of content to keep it going that way. in case we
Yeah.
get behind or get off track. But
Yeah, I
there
totally
is
get
no
that.
track. I don't like
No,
having a track.
there's no track in my life
Yeah.
either. I don't have tracks either,
Yeah.
so.
It's not fun having a track because
No,
once I get on a track, I always get derailed anyway. So I mean,
exactly. I'm totally a derail. Like I have plans. I go into stream and I'm like, okay, this is what we're gonna do today, and then I'm a half an hour in, and they're like, oh, okay, oh, because they were marking when the bot raid came in today, and they're like,
mhm.
okay, it's at 35 minutes. I'm like, I've been talking for 35. My
Yeah,
plan was to talk for like 5 and then go a game. And I was like, I've been talking for 35 minutes already. I'm like, oh God, I need like a timer on myself to tell myself where I'm at because I have
yeah,
no idea at
yeah.
all.
I mean, even I have timers, but I don't even pay attention to them anymore.
I don't
But
have that. I probably should. I have a timer on here. It was from something else, but
well,
oh,
I
it's 2 hours. I have a timer for 2 hours on my stream deck. I should probably pay attention.
mean, um, but anyways, it's like talking about your community and stuff like that. Like I
Yeah.
said, I've been in your streams, I've watched your VODs, and it, there. I mean, there's a few things. One of the things I saw, I think we were talking about the 13 streamers. Is that
hmm
something you do like on a regular basis? Because I know they're like monologues and stuff like that, and I thought that was real cool.
Yeah. So it was a test run. Basically, I had invited some streamers to do monologues or a performance piece, basically, whether they'd acted before or not acted before,
Hmm.
whatever, to push themselves. And I said, you don't have to do it. I just said, whoever wants to do it, let me know. And then once word got out about it, I had more people writing me and saying, can I be in? Can I be in? And then somebody wrote me the day before and like, I guess I missed this one. And I'm like, sorry, yeah, like I don't want, I can't do more now because I had all their little names typed into OBS, and I'm like, look at me, I'm fancy. But it was really, really fun. I think the most fun when you do co-streams is really sitting in the green room, because you're sitting in Discord and you're just chatting with people, and that's kind of the coolest place to be. You almost
Yeah,
don't want to be pulled in because
yeah,
you are having so much fun just chilling out with people. And but yeah, it was the first time that I'd run a show that large with that many entertainers. But what came from that was everybody had such a great time, and they were all writing me afterwards about it. That then I posted a silly tweet saying, "Do we have any streamers on Twitter?" And is anybody like creating content or entertaining? And I'm like, oh my God, why did I think that this was not going to blow up? And for me, it's a blow up tweet because,
yeah,
for me, having that many people engage a tweet and DM me about it was a lot.
yeah,
So basically, what I found is I already knew there was so many people on Twitch that actually have skills and talents. I've
mhm,
met a VFX artist. A lot of them are in the Discord, and I'm like a VFX artist, a cartoonist, uh, graphic designers that are like not hey, I'm a graphic designer. Like they're real graphic designers.
mhm.
People that are directors, producers in Hollywood. Like it's crazy. So I'm like, why can't we actually showcase these people and their talents on Twitch? Like, why are they not having, channels that are for film? Why is there not a film channel? Why is it just like arts and creators or something? No, it's like art and then creators
Yeah,
and something. And I'm like, why can't we have a film channel? Why can't we have a TV channel? Why can't we have more focus on music? There's drummers, there's
yeah,
DJs, like I don't know. That's my opinion. So that's what I want to do, or that's what's happening now. It's in the works already to have an entertainment night. There's gonna be challenges, of course, and stuff involved. Things where they're competing against each other, but very much like to the same idea where it's a whole night of entertainment, like a television show,
yeah.
essentially. Yeah.
Well, I just like the idea. I mean, you presented a challenge. I guess you have like weekly challenges or monthly challenges in your Discord
Yes,
for
I
your
do.
community.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
there are occasional challenges. Like I used to have them in DM, like I'd write them in general, and people would tell me they wanted to be in or not. So now I made that the channel challenge thing, and I thought, well, people can just compete if they want to compete and submit if they want to. The last one went bigger than I thought. I thought it was like 2 or 3 people, and it ended up being like 10 or 15 people submitted videos.
oh wow.
So yeah, and we had judges on. It was fun. So I'm looking forward to this one as well.
Yeah, I guess what you're doing, Shake Sonora, right?
Yes. Yeah. I have to do mine. Like I can't just tell them to do it and not do it. I actually have to do one as well. So
um, no, yeah, and I really like the idea of you doing the because you were talking about doing the dining room scene for Beetlejuice.
yes,
I think I
that
want
was
to watch that one.
that's the original idea. The original idea was to do the dining room scene from Beetlejuice, but then I was like, I have people that don't have like cameras and stuff, and they want to participate, and I'm like, they can't really like Shake Sonora. You can just film on your phone.
Yeah,
But for the Beetlejuice, for the dining room scene, it's a little more complicated because I'd have to have everybody shooting. I would only be able to choose so many people. I have ideas about how I'm going to do it. So I think if this one goes well, I'm going to do that one next.
yeah,
Even though they're both from Beetlejuice, I don't know why.
yeah. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, even the Shake Sonora one, just the idea of seeing that many people. I mean, it's almost. I mean, yeah, it would just be like a talent show. That would be something really cool to watch. Just
It's
everybody breaking out, like you said, breaking out of their comfort zone.
Yeah, and that's the thing was with the last one, because I had a TikTok that blew up, and that's what we were talking about at the time when the other one came up. And it's the stupid one with the chair, and it was just I didn't know TikTok. I was very very new, and we just copied it and made a video around and put it up, and it went to 200 whatever thousand views,
Wow.
and that was the first time I had anything successful. And then I was like, ooh, and then I didn't want to do anything else because I was like, I don't know how to top this right now. But so we were talking about it one day, and I'm like, "Oh, just trust me, just post that video, and then people will watch your TikToks. You'll have all these views." And they're like, "No, it's not true." I'm like, they said it's you. I'm like, "No, no, no. Anybody can do this."
Yeah.
So then that's where the competition came from, and then everybody made a video. They all submitted them. They all were posting them on TikTok at the same time. And out of nowhere, there's a burst, and they all had my names tagged in them and everything. And they were all writing me and saying, "I have so many views on this video." And I'm like, I told you it's some weird
Yeah.
magic curse thing with this video and this song.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where it came from. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I am. Thank you for following me on your bot account. I appreciate it. But no, yeah, because I was watching that last night when you were talking about that, and like I said, the dining room table one is like, oh, that is going to be really cool to watch. Because I know, like I said, I've seen your videos and stuff like you put together and stuff, and the way you can do things. It's like this is going to be really cool because I'm just now starting to learn like video production and putting different, using like montages and stuff like that and creating stuff.
hmm
It's like I actually have now a program and a computer that can handle it, so I'm really getting involved with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm really intrigued to see what that's going to look like when you get on
What
the
are you
computer.
using? Are you using DaVinci or
Yeah,
Adobe?
DaVinci.
DaVinci?
Yep.
That's what I'm using. So that's what I'm used to using too. Like I know Adobe programs better, but I don't know Adobe video
Yeah.
editing. But DaVinci is what I've learned on, and it takes me a long. I'm so like molasses,
Yeah.
but I'm learning. And I think that you can always press ourselves to like just learn something new, especially being in content creation. It kind of benefits you to learn. So I'm trying really hard to learn as much as I
Yeah.
possibly can as I'm going through the motions. I think that scene in particular would be really hard to edit. That's why I went to the one I did
hmm
for now. And then the table scene for later when I figure out how I'm going to get people to film it to still be inclusive
Yeah.
and let people participate, even if they don't have a green screen, which I think is going to be hard. But we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I mean, that could be interesting. I mean, anyways, I mean, if they're here in the States, they can go to Walmart and buy one of the green piece of fabric for $5.
Oh, I know. You can go to
So,
the dollar store and just get green. The first time I ever had a green screen was 2.5 years ago. And it was just construction
oh
paper,
yeah,
or it was like Bristol board.
yeah, that big,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, and like I said, I don't know, and plus I guess you give me encouragement to try to do more things, break out of my comfort zone, and actually start getting involved in doing more. Because I mean, like I said, I'm with this company that that's what we do is try to help promote creators and stuff like that. So it's just like listening to creators like you that have this vast amount of talent and stuff like that gives me some
Thank you.
encouragement and stuff like that. So it's like,
I honestly, I'm still working through my own stuff and working through my ideas and stuff because I'm used to a script. I'm not used to like trying to content create and saying, is this interesting? Should I do this? Or if I put this out here and say, hey guys, do you want to do this? What if nobody responds? But they might not. I'm just like, now I'm learning like, oh, well, then they didn't respond. You just go to the next thing.
yeah,
You go your next idea and you try it again, or you try a different angle. You look back and say, hey, why did this stream do really well? And you watch your VOD and you say, oh, that's why. Because the last one was boring and this was really good.
yeah.
That's why.
No,
So
I totally get you. Like I said, yeah, I mean, I've been that way ever since I was a kid. This is like, I've never tried anything. I've never broke out of my comfort zone, because I was always afraid of rejection.
yeah, of course.
And
Who
then,
isn't afraid of rejection?
and it's just like
Right?
doing this show. It's just like when I first started this show, if it wasn't people like Glam was one of my first guests, but I've known Glam for over 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the other people that come on, most of them are all been like people I've known for 2 or 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
So breaking out of my comfort zone, to talk to people
Having
that I
me.
don't know,
Good.
has been very, very enlightening and stuff like that. And so that's the reason why I did this whole new setup and everything. Because I used to just sit in my chair in my gaming setup and just like I started watching some of the videos and was like, no, I got to do something different.
Yeah.
So
Honestly, I like when people can, when they get to the place where they are able to, having like any kind of setup. It doesn't matter what it is, just showing you put some effort in,
mhm.
like showing you made your bed.
Yeah.
even. You know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
whatever. It's just something a little bit more than what you did the day before. And I think that shows people that you want to be there. You want them to be there. It's kind of like having friends over. If you like, some people stream out of their bedroom. A lot of people do. And so if you're doing that, like if you had your friends over, then make your room kind of like cool or presentable or somewhere they'd want to hang out, because that's literally what they're doing is they're coming in and hanging out with you, right?
Yeah, they want to be a part of what you're being, what you're doing, and not just a viewer. What's up, Rocket Queen? But and plus you get to meet new people. It's just like Rocket Queen, I've known each other for quite a while too, but I realized she only lives like maybe 45 minutes from me. So
Crazy. That's crazy.
but
That's crazy. That's the thing too. I've met like people that are actually not that far from me IRL. I've always wondered, after streaming a few months, and I was like, what if like my neighbor streams? What if that person across the street is streaming? Or I'll see an apartment building in the city and they'll have like all these lights going, and I'm like, I bet you they're streaming.
Yeah.
But really they're not. But in my head, I'm like,
Yeah.
you just don't know where everybody is, right?
Yeah.
But they're there. They're all out there. And there's millions. You probably know the numbers on it. How many millions of people
yeah,
are on Twitch?
Yeah.
I have no idea, but I know there's a lot.
yeah, I'm not so sure about the total average streamer. I know there's like 96,000 active streamers on
Wow.
Twitch.
That's crazy.
Those are the ones that I don't know what Twitch classifies as an active, being on so many days or what, but but yeah,
I don't know either. I don't know that answer either.
no, like I
Hi.
said, like I said, yeah, it was a to find somebody that just kind of like let it go and just be themselves. I like watching those kind of creators, so keep it up.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm having a lot of fun so far. I think, I have my notes even from us talking about. I already know what I have to do. It's literally just doing it.
Yeah.
And I think that that's something, again, I would recommend anybody to do, whether it's just starting out or just saying today's going to be a new day. Like, just do it. Just take the risks. Because,
Yeah.
God, we get one life. Just do it anyway. And oh, well, if it flops, don't take it personally. It doesn't matter. Oh, well, we do something else,
Yeah.
try again, or do something else that's completely different. Like there's places for everybody.
So speaking of your community too, I mean, what other things do you do to engage your community other than like the competitions and stuff like that?
What do you mean? So,
Oh, like
well, I mean, we talk in Discord like a lot.
okay.
I don't know. Somebody told me that it's very active compared to, and I'm like, no, I feel like everybody's Discords are more active than mine. But I go in there and we're always
you're
like
in mine, right? You see how active mine is.
I just got in here today, so I don't
No,
know
it's not
yet.
active. It's mainly just set up for these, so it's not very active.
Germ, just do it. Is that what I said? I'm sorry,
Shush.
Nike. I'm not stealing it.
Oh.
No, I don't know. I said just do it, I think. But it's like, I kind of like, I don't know. We hang out in Discords. I like seeing my friends, like when we've raided the channels or something, and then I go back and they've actually like not stayed, but like say another day and they're with that streamer, like watching them. I'm like, oh, wait, you're my friend. But no, I'm just kidding. But then I'm like, hey, my friend's here. I know this person,
Yeah.
and then I'll hang out with them there. Like that. I don't know. For me, it's about like that, and about going into Discord and going, hi, good morning,
Yeah.
good afternoon. Like pay attention. Where are you guys? What are you doing? I mainly like I said before, Wednesdays are focused kind of on everybody else having a chance to like talk about themselves a little bit and talk about the great thing they did that week, which I think lifts everybody's spirits up, because there's so many people that have challenges like with mental health or with feeling good every day, especially through COVID. And I just want people to feel like, wow, there are people that are like, let's cheer on everybody else's successes, and it makes it more personal, and we're, with each other. So I think that's the big one. Hang out in Discord. We do a community night, although there's kind of like the core essence of people that kind of want to play games on community night, and then everybody else just wants to sit and chat, I think.
But hey,
Yeah.
No, I mean, yeah, I mean, speaking of Discord and stuff like that, how many Discords do you think are too many Discords?
Oh my good God. You mean to be in?
Yeah.
I don't know. Why?
I mean, psychologically, they only sit there and say that we can only handle up to 150 personal interactions at one time.
I used to. I'm not going to count them. Oh, okay. So I've been like a professional co-streamer, so that started getting me into some Discords too, like where I would join and I'd have to like But I honestly, I used to try to go in everybody's Discord every day, and in general, just say at least say good morning.
Yeah.
And now I'm like in my channel, I'm like good morning, and that's pretty much my energy for the day. I don't post in the going live generally, which I know I should do, but I never do that because I feel like I don't participate enough to talk. So why would I do that? In somebody else's Discord. I kind of keep them all in case I want to connect with somebody,
Yeah.
or if I'm going in their channel, or we're co-streaming together, or whatever. We want to plan something. Then I'm there.
Yeah.
But too many. I'm looking at them all right now. You're making me feel like, oh, there's so many people, so
Well,
many Discords.
no, I mean, no, that's great. I mean, no, like you said, if you keep them for like contacts, that way in case something's like, oh, I remember this person from this Discord, is he still in there or still in this one? I
Yeah,
mean,
and honestly, most of them have been because of co-streams either on my channel or their channels or whatever. And I can pop in there and like say, hey, I have this show coming up. Like, I have the show coming up. Is anybody
Yeah.
from this community interested or whatever? Or just connect with people
Yeah.
if I feel like connecting with people. If everybody's not talking to me in my Discord. No, Germ can't hear me. It's okay. He will not report back. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's fine.
No, but yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that'd be a good way to keep your networking, because I mean, the only ones I did, well, I had no choice. My Discord, my old Discord got hacked, so I had to go in and dump everybody.
Eek.
I had like a brief flash of a moment to get in mine one time before I got kicked back out again to dump everybody. That
Yeah.
way he didn't get a hold of them too. But no, I had quite a bit. I mean, mine's growing now, but most of mine are like business connections and, a few personal connections and, a few streamers that I watch. But other than that, but no, I didn't even think about it that way. So yeah.
Yeah, for me, it's like if I'm watching somebody, like I can literally see their face, like the Discord channels, and I'm like, I can name who they are. And if I want to, like, if they're streaming live, and I want to go like troll them for a second, I can just hop in their VC, or
Yeah.
or I'm like demanding that they talk to me, or if I want to go post something in their Discord to make fun of them, and then go in their chat and say, hey, go look at this. Like I want to be able to do that, so I don't want to get kicked out. I'm going to be in all the Discord.
No, it's totally, yeah. And plus, like I said, it just keeps that relationship open or that business or that connection open for anything that happens. So,
And you can check in with people that you met in their chat, like their community. Like there's friends that I have in just from chats in their community, in other people's communities, where I want to like say, hey, how are you doing? Like we are in DMs or anything like that. So I just, yeah.
no, yeah, I guess I never thought about it that way. So see, I always think it's a good day when you learn something new, especially off of, anything. So,
Yeah, me too.
So like I said, you've got so much that you do with your community and stuff like that. Like I said, I just, it's a breath of fresh air to sit there and actually have somebody so well versed. So,
Thank you. Thank you. I'm just having fun. That's I know everybody says that, but
no,
that's what I'm doing. I'm just doing this brain, and that's what, yeah.
No, you got to. You've got to have. That's the number. I think that should be the number one thing on everybody's list is that you've got to have fun.
Yeah, even it doesn't matter how many times we hear this. It doesn't matter what numbers, doesn't matter how many people are there or who's watching or whatever, or who did come or didn't come. It's literally just like go and have fun. And if you're not having fun, do something else. And if you don't have fun doing that, or you don't have fun streaming, then don't stream.
Yeah.
Because you can also be a part of the world. You can be a part of this world. I'm quoting everything today. Aladdin. You can be a part of. You can be a part of Discords. You can be a part of Twitch community. You can be a part of the community gaming. You can do all that. You don't have to stream to do it.
Yeah.
So if you don't love streaming, don't do it. But if you love it and you want to keep going, and you're feeling like, well, it's not doing what I want it to do, then change your platform. Change what you're doing. Switch games. Switch to just chatting. Do a mix. It doesn't matter. Try it.
Exactly. Do you ever go back and review your VODs?
Yeah. I used to watch all of them, every single stream. Every single stream I had at the start. Maybe a month or two in, I would watch the VOD during the day while I was working my own VOD, and listen and see if it was boring or what was good or bad. And then I kind of mental noted in my own head what was good and what I liked.
Yeah.
And where people were talking, where it slowed, where chat slowed. I used to do that. Now I download them all and put them in a folder, and I go back and I pop through it. Like I will pop through it on my phone. Usually in the morning when I wake up, I will pop through and say, that happened. Okay. Yep. Because sometimes I'm so in my head, I don't even realize all the things that have happened, all the discussions I've had. I'm like, because my thoughts are going so fast. So I pop through and go, oh yeah, yep, okay. Oh, I didn't fall off the chair. Super, that's good. And
Yeah.
then I just kind of quickly review it and go, okay, and then I go off and visit people's Twitch in the morning.
No. Yeah. More people need to review their own VODs.
I agree.
That I do. I mean, that's usually when people ask me what they need to do. It's just like, well, for one, you need to review your VODs and find out if you want to stay in your channel or not.
Exactly.
Because if you can't stay there, nobody else can.
Exactly. That's totally it. And there's days like there'll be off days too, right? There's days where you're
yeah.
like want to be there, but you're like it's not going the flow you want it to or whatever. It happens, but at the same time, I think that you kind of don't have to focus on those bad days as long as you're having good days in between, and you generally get the idea and the gist of what works for you. So
Yeah. Rocket Queen was asking, how do you keep your balance with your streaming and your everyday life?
I don't. No, I gotten better. I had to take a month off. It was like a month off last September. So if you actually if you did research into whatever that Twitch tracker, whatever it's called. So I took a month off because I was just after a big thing. I put all my energy into coming into a big event. I did it, and then at the same time was working on a really big feature film just north of here that I was the first AD for. And then I was also, organizing that and doing that all day and then trying to stream. And I didn't know where my content was going. And I didn't know what I was where I should go next after not being successful at Next Top Streamer. So I wasn't balancing it well. So I took some time off. And I probably could have led back into coming back better. I think that if you take time off for any reason, that you should always come with some kind of lead in before you come back. Start going into Twitch streams a little bit, chatting a little bit, put some promo out there, tell people I'm coming back. I've had my break, make funny posts, whatever suits your channel. I didn't do that. I just started coming back again. So my numbers were like, people were like, who's that? I'm like, hi, I'm Anne Maki. Yeah. Are you staying or are you leaving us again? Basically. And so that wasn't balanced. Now I balance. Now I've gone down to 2 days a week of streaming. Most of the weeks I'm trying to do 3. This week I didn't, but I basically try to say I'm going to commit to these 2 days. If I can't commit to these 2 days, then this is not what I'm supposed to be doing. If I can't find that balance, and it's hard. You try to be everywhere for everybody all the time, and you have to kind of put up boundaries as well and accept that I could be everywhere. I could be in everybody's channels. I could be in everybody's discords, really participate, do marketing, do all that stuff. But I'm also going to burn myself out and hate this and not have fun and be exhausted and miserable. So I just said, I'm just going to be me. I'm going to do what I can when I can, and then I'm going to not when I can't.
Yeah. So I lost my train of thought there for a minute.
It's okay.
Well, I mean, basically we went through everything in the little outside. That's why I love it. I put these bullet points out that way I keep on track and I don't even have to pay attention to them anymore. I know one of the things you talked about was like social media posting. That was one thing that you're trying to get back into the groove of and getting more done. I mean, what kind of, like the interaction, like I said, she literally scared me today, kind of, sort of, in the little interaction we had when I put the promo out, because I really thought that I did something I wasn't supposed to, but then, like I said, I got in my head, and then once I got out of my head, it's like, okay, I'm just being, it's no big deal, but do you think those kind of posts like that there, if you can get into just not posting like, because you see a lot of I'm live. That's all you see. I'm live.
Oh yeah. I had some advice really early on actually about Twitter because I didn't tweet ever in my life for any reason. I have another Twitter account. I never used it except for with the coalition because I was trying to just retweet everything they were tweeting about every provincial person. Yeah. So I don't use Twitter. And very, very early on when somebody found my channel, and he was a moderate sized streamer, had been on a lot longer than me, said, I want you posting 3 to 5 times a day. And he said to me, do 2 of them that are like kind of personal, like headspace stuff, quotes, whatever. Make 2 of them relevant to Twitch in some way, and make one of there was something else that he said. I'm like, 3 to 5. I said, dude, I can't even post 1 right now. I'm like, I didn't get it. And now I get it. Twitter's kind of like texting your friends when you're bored and you really need attention. I had ham and eggs for breakfast, period. Send it. Just That's it. You don't have to have any meaning behind it. And he also told me, you can post your go live on Twitter, but immediately remove it. Because if somebody goes to your Twitter channel and all they see is your go lives,
I know,
they will be like, no, why am I following you? I can just go to your Twitter and follow or Twitch and follow you there because that's all you're telling me. So they're saying like take them down. You can leave them up once in a while so people have your channel, but they'll always find your channel because it's in your bio generally, right? So put your go lives up, but remove them right afterwards. I also have this other thing. I don't remember what it's called. I'll have to get the name of it for you, but where it actually I showed it last night. Where on Twitter it tells everybody when it's going live, the banner changes and says
Pulse
now
banner.
live.
Pulse banner.
Pulse banner. Yeah, that's the one. Thank you. Yeah. And I like that. That's kind of cool. But yeah, I try not to use it for Go Live. I use it more just to connect with people that are not necessarily in my Discord or I don't connect with in DMs or anything. But just keep connecting with the kind of world and keeping up with the goss and the tea and everything else that's going on.
Yeah.
Because a lot of drama happens, and I'm like,
oh my god,
how many posts have I made? Is like, what did I miss? I don't know what's going on. Why does somebody not tell me what is happening right now? And they're all talking. I'm like, what? You know? So
yeah. It's just like I don't the trending section is like what was trending the other day. Something stupid was trending the other day. I can't even remember what it was now. But you go click on there and it's like there was like tons of drama like behind it. And I'm like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah, I don't keep up with any of that stuff. That's why I have no idea what's going on most of the time, and that's why they think I'm ditzy. But I'm like, no, I just don't know because I have other things to do in the day.
Yeah.
Like a lot of other things that I do. So the best you're gonna get out of me is I'm gonna go onto Twitch and I'm gonna like go hang out for a bit.
Yeah.
With a friend, or with a community I know, or I'll just find somebody new once in a while and just say, hey, I'm just gonna go check it out.
Yeah, speaking about, it's a good idea about deleting your go lives right after you're done, or at least a few hours, or maybe a day after. I always have the issue is it's like if I'm, because like I said, a couple of years ago I streamed like almost every day. I was killing myself.
That's crazy.
I'd put 200 to 300, almost 200 to 250 hours in a month. Streaming on top of my daytime job.
Yeah.
But it's like I think what happens is I would get people later on. It's like, well, I thought you were streaming tonight, and I'm like, no, I took a night off. It's like, well, they repost, you tweeted out you were going live, and I'm like, I did. So I get on there, and it's like, oh, somebody reposted a tweet that I went going live tweet from like 3 days ago.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm
exactly.
Like, so it's like, okay. So
or they see it too late, like they see your go live post, but it's like a day later, or a few hours later, and they've missed it, and they go to your channel, and you're not there, and it's like. So I don't post my go lives. I used to, and then I would remove them because of his instruction, and now I just don't bother because I'm like, then I have to remember to go back.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I don't know, does anybody come on because of it? Maybe some people do, but it's kind of like that cool feeling when you find out that for the first time ever, somebody says, hey, you're supposed to be live tonight. You're not live. Why are you not live? I'm like, you cared?
Yeah.
You really cared what I was doing right now? Because I'm sitting here eating chips and I didn't feel like brushing my hair. That's why. So mind your business, sir. Like, I don't know. But it was a really cool feeling when the first time that ever happened, when somebody was like, hey, you're supposed to be live right now. Why are you not live? Why, are you late? Are you coming on still? And I'm like, what? Care? People really care. That's a cool feeling.
Rocket Queen, if you like this vibe, you need to go watch her streams when she goes live.
This is my chill.
Yeah.
Generally. This is my unfed chill.
Yeah. Make sure you hit her streams when she goes live, because, yeah.
Because I could be anything. Could be doing anything. Who knows? I don't even know.
But no, I will misspell tweets sometimes on purpose. This is like my boss basically from Get What Sports. I misspelled a tweet one day, and I did it on purpose. But he was like, he made a comment back, and he's like, yeah, he goes, we need to get you grammatically or something like that, whatever that thing is that helps you.
Oh, Grammarly.
Yeah.
Grammarly, yeah.
And I'm like, well, at least I know somebody's paying attention to my tweets.
Here's the thing, though. Like, I literally kept tweeting, and every time I tweet, I rush things. When I get something in my head, I just put it up there. And there's always something wrong that I've done, or it's recorrected a word or something. And so my first few times I was like, oh my God, I'm an idiot. I'm such an idiot. And now I'm just like, whatever. And I will post right below it. Yep, because I suck at Twitter, or I suck at reading my, re-editing or editing my stuff before I actually post it.
Yeah.
And then somebody's like, well, they're going to be having editing soon, but I think you can only do that if you do the paid thing or something. And I'm like, I don't even care. I'm just like, this is a part of me. I write things very quickly. I make mistakes.
Oh,
If
the
it's
Twitter
really
Blue.
bad, I'll delete it. Yeah, Twitter Blue. I don't really know anything about it. I'm not going to look into it. I'm not
Yeah.
paying for it. So
It's only $2.99. Well, I don't know. I've got it on. They sent me a trial thing, $2.99. I think it's supposed. I mean, I think it's like $4.99 a month. It ain't.
yeah,
It's
not
really
worth
not.
it.
The only thing that's worth it is you can upload bigger videos in your timeline.
Yeah, I don't see. They're just trying to do what
Yeah.
everybody else is trying to do, and this is the thing as a creator as well. Like as being in the creative community here, in real life, we pay attention to stuff like that, and so like Instagram has become all about reels,
Yeah.
and literally when you're scrolling your Instagram, it's like video, picture,
Yep.
video, and they want to do that because that's where the attention and the marketing and the advertising money comes in, right?
Mhm.
YouTube was doing it well. Then YouTube has the shorts. Instagram has their shorts. TikTok went to 5 minutes now because they want to
Oh,
become like
God.
YouTube. I'm like, guys, stop with the video. You know how much we can't put out any more content. We are human beings of the earth. Please stop. It's so hard to compete unless you have a team of people that are
Yeah.
constantly just following you around making content.
Well, see, I know TikTok. Some of the TikTokers that they were complaining about that 5 minute because of the fact that it was taking away from what TikTok was. You
Yeah,
know?
which is supposed to be very short,
Yeah.
clippy videos.
And not only
Yeah,
that,
and
the only reason why TikTok is so popular with their 30 to I think 60 seconds is great. But
mhm,
the only reason why they're so popular, and that's the reason why commercials are only 30 to 60 seconds. You know, it's because it only takes 30 to 60 seconds for us to if you can get the information in that 30 to 60 seconds, that's
yeah,
how fast our brain works.
yeah.
You
That's
know.
they say your first 2 seconds of your video is literally retention.
Yeah.
Either you in those 2 seconds, I mean, think about how fast I scroll Instagram, TikTok, and I'm
Yeah.
like, meh, meh, or hover, meh, 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 meh.
Yeah.
And it could have been something really, really quality content, but I'm literally giving it like 2 seconds. And I'm like,
Yeah.
nope, nope. It's those 2 seconds that are the most important part of the whole thing. And then after that, I mean, generally, I may stay for the 5 minutes if it doesn't drag. Some of
Yeah.
them drag so bad, I'm just like, I can't. I was so invested for the first 3.5 minutes, but I'm not even gonna wait. I can't wait. It's too much. You're dragging this video out, and I'm like, forget it. I'm
Yeah.
not giving you the full view. You're done.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know. Like I said, I just go to I think a TikTok. Did you remember Vine? Were you ever around?
Yeah, I know Vine. I know Vine.
So I mean, it's just like when Vine was around, that's where, it's like, okay, TikTok's back. Because I liked Vine. I liked some of the crazy things that got put up there.
hmm
But now, yeah, if I see a video that's over 2 minutes long on TikTok, I won't finish watching it.
That's me. Like you have to really pull me in to keep me
Yeah.
there that long. Or sometimes you're watching it and you want to know the ending because they drag it out to the ending, and then you're like pausing it and I'm going, how long is it?
Yeah.
I'll give it one more minute to get to some point. No, okay, forget it. I'm done.
Yeah.
I may have invested 4 minutes, but I'm not doing the fifth minute. The fifth minute's mine.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I'm going somewhere else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the thing is, the creator don't, on TikTok, you don't get credited for the video unless you watch the entire video.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So
So-
why post 5-minute videos unless you're super confident or do not care about your numbers at all?
Yeah.
At all.
But yeah, it's crazy. So we already talked about mental health a little bit. Streaming hours. How much? I mean, we talked about about like I did, because I realized like 200 hours is way too much. But how many hours, like if for a new streamer coming into a stream, or like say I'm a new streamer coming into your stream and I want to know, give me like 3 tips on how I can become a new streamer.
Other than my YouTube, I would say go watch my YouTube video.
Yeah. That's it. Because if you guys have not watched her YouTube video,
No, I think the smartest thing is like pause for a second. Don't just go live and jump on there. Whenever I have people that are like trying to get affiliate that have talked to me, and it has happened, and I mean it happens to all of us that after you get affiliate, because affiliate looks like a big goal in front of you until you get it, and then you realize that that's the smallest mountain if you want to keep going. But when you're trying to get affiliate, I just kept saying to them, the followers are the easy part. You can get your uncle, aunt, whoever you like. You'll get the followers. Don't worry about that. Is your average viewership that you're going to destroy immediately as soon as you start. Get some friends, because affiliate, I really don't think the affiliate program, like the whole idea of it, is even worth its bother or wait, because anybody can fake them way to affiliate.
yeah,
Great, we're affiliate now. Okay, so what? All they did was make you really stress out for a very short period of time, and then it's fixed. And here's a little Band-Aid, and we're all better now, and we're healed. Because I tell them, I say, just go grab your friends. I think it's like 3 average viewers or 5 average. Okay, so go grab your friends, right? throw your computer on, make sure the sound's on, and get 4 friends that can be there for your stream. If that number drops at all, end stream.
Yep.
Don't even wait. Just nope. I'm okay. Bye guys, and end stream. Because there's no reason to keep going. You're literally not working to build a community at that point. You're literally just trying to get these stupid affiliate thing done with so you can move on to be the content creator you're going to be. And then after you get the affiliate thing, that's a whole other ballgame. What do you like watching? Why do you like watching them? And then what can you do? And are you part of that person, or are you just watching it because that's entertaining to you, but it's not who you are? And then why would people want to stay and watch you? If you can't watch your VOD, and don't get bored, then, if you're bored in your own VOD, forget it. Change what you're doing. It doesn't mean not to do it. It means do something different.
Yeah.
Find what you think you could do that you think's interesting and do that. Have a hyper focus, whatever you need to do, There's whole streams of like Pokemon cards. I don't know anything about Pokemon cards. I don't watch those streams at all, but there's a huge audience that does, and they're very, very passionate and opinionated, right?
Man.
So, yeah.
Yeah, Pokemon's like fighting words with some of those communities. If you try to,
I know.
You try to ditch them or something, or give them bad vibes, or it's like, oh my gosh,
it's like somebody put in their brag for this week that they had a golden Charizard, and I'm like, I admitted it. I don't know it's fine. I don't know anything about Pokemon. I don't even know if that's a special card, but they showed it to me, and I said it's very important to you, and I'm very happy for you. And everybody claps, and you can all award them and laugh at me as I sit here go out knowing what that card means to you. Yeah. But I'm happy for them. Good. And everybody has a different thing. So find, I guess people, once they get over the silly affiliate thing, it's just finding who you are as a streamer, really finding who you are, not just who you want to be or who you pretend to be in real life. Who are you really inside? And it's kind of like a personal journey in that way. If you can just go in your own head and just be whatever you are in your own head without any bounds, without any worry about people's judgment, I think that's the very best streamer you could be.
Yeah.
Personally.
Very true. So one thing is, I mean, we talked about this a little bit earlier, but I don't think we actually just pinpointed one thing. But if there was one thing, just one thing that you could do and time travel existed, what would you go back and tell your past self that you would?
Oh my God.
Just about content creating.
That the internet's going to exist. I would tell my 5-year-old self that. No, invent the internet. That's what I would say. No, I think I would have done this from very young. I wouldn't have. I mean, if we could all go back to our younger selves, would we not just be more confident and better at being humans in general? I don't mean better at being humans to each other. I mean, generally, I would just be more confident, more like, this is me, this is who I am, not pliable to everything that's around me all the time. And I would push for the things that I dreamed of. I wish I hadn't done some of the things I did, because I gave up on years of dreaming that I could have had for years of creation, of art, of theater, of film, of content creation, all that stuff I could have been doing very early on. And so that would be my long term. My short term would literally be to watch my YouTube video a year and a half ago before I started streaming, and made big mistakes wasting my time in the first few months to year, not making a generalized plan. When I started doing just chatting, I literally didn't even know I was supposed to have a plan or create anything of value. I would just turn on the camera and say, I'm just going to sit and talk tonight. And it was going well up until we said, okay, well, we've been doing that for a few weeks, so what's the plan?
Yeah.
So that's the best thing I could probably have told myself back then, and I wish I could tell anybody now.
Well, I can tell you right now what I'm going to do is, when people come in and ask me what I need to do, instead of me trying to give advice, because like I said, we're all learning on a different story. I'm just going to copy and paste your YouTube link and just put it down in command. And just saying, go watch Anne. She'll tell you what you need to do.
No, just say this is the start. How about you just take this as a start, and then we'll have a conversation from there.
There you go.
Right? That's the best thing, because everybody's story and journey is different, and what they want to do and what their goals are all different. Even if they think that it's all the same, it's not. Yeah. You don't need to be partnered to be successful on stream. You don't need to be partnered to be a full-time streamer. Even you don't have to. Everybody thinks it's a goal because we're all into video games, and our mentality is that is the next award, right? And then and somewhere in between is all the numbers. Oh, I'm going to reach this many followers, or I'm going to reach this many viewers. It's not that. It's literally just you're across all the wide platforms of the world. What are my hands doing? So like TikTok and Instagram. And if you're a content creator, you're creating content everywhere. It's not just about streaming. and what's happening in here. It's about your VODs. It's about all that, right? So,
Yeah. No, and that's the next thing is like being or the sponsorships and affiliates and stuff like that. Um, I didn't realize there was so many of those out there.
I know that's the one thing. Like with Stream Elements and stuff, you get those notices. Like
Yeah.
here, do this, do that, whatever. I haven't had like a lot of people have had like energy drinks and stuff. I don't know if
Mm.
it's because I'm Canadian or I just don't put myself out there very much like on Instagram with my gaming account. I get more on my acting Instagram for like clothing brands that want me to do their stuff and have an affiliate link, and I'm like, no, no.
Yeah.
The only one I've done that I'm actually doing that's coming up now, I just found out last night for sure, is I'm doing a stream with Udi. Who are
Oh,
sending me an
I've
Udi.
seen that.
I
I've
don't
seen
have
that.
one yet, so yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm probably gonna play. I was thinking I could do like a comfy, cozy vibe stream,
Yeah.
but I'm probably gonna do horror because
Yeah.
that also it has a hood so I can hide. So I
Yeah.
thought, yeah,
Yep. Yeah. No.
Stardew Valley or like Outlast. I don't know. It's a hard scale, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Those are both pretty. Yeah. Yeah. No, but no, that's cool. And that's what should happen, in my opinion. And now, now is being a lot wiser about what being an affiliate and a partner with those kind of companies
hmm
really are. I mean, I'm not downing anybody that wants to do that, because it does give you kind of a learning experience on how to sell and how do you sell yourself and stuff like that. But
hmm
I was like that when I first started. It's like, oh, I've got to have this, I've got to have that, I want to be a part of this, And now I actually literally dropped one of my sponsors or one of my partners, because I was putting in way too much work and
That's what I
no
mean.
return on investment.
It should feel like easy. Like with me, like, okay, so what is the first time I've actually done anything with any kind of sponsored partnership? It's just one stream. It's like just
Yeah.
they're sponsoring one stream. But the point is that now I have like a goal. So now I'm like, ooh, I can have fun with this. We can make a
Mhm.
video for TikTok and Instagram and
Yeah.
have a whole thing, like I thought, and we can have a special like some kind of weird voice. I don't know. I want to because I have a thing to focus around, my energy around.
Yeah.
Right now with the entertainment streams, with the, acting and stuff, my idea is, like, huge, and it got bigger and bigger with that stupid tweet, right? So now
Yeah.
I'm trying to focus it back down to a Word document to break it down so I can do this with it, like the Udi thing. Udi, thing, because I can just focus on that for that one day. The
Yeah.
13 was easy because it was one day, 13 people, this is what they're doing, we've already committed to it, we're done.
Yeah.
Now I have this, like, it's too big, so I need to,
Shrink
you
it
know
down. Yeah.
compact it down. But with the anything, I just think that it's a really fun project, basically,
Yeah.
and moment in time. But that's one day, and you
Yeah.
do all this energy leading up to one day, and then the one day's gone. Then you're like, okay, what's tomorrow now? I don't know what tomorrow is.
Yeah, but those kind of things right there. I mean, like I said, I think with just the fact with the energy drink like I said, words are hard today. With the energy drink sponsorships, because I mean, I'm sorry, all you are to them is just free advertiser.
Oh, absolutely,
You know.
100%. And that's the thing
So
is, like I had a partner a while ago, that he was sponsored head to toe. Like, he was an athlete,
mm,
and like his hat was sponsored differently than his shirts. His snow gear was sponsored differently. His skis were sponsored. Everything was sponsored differently by different people. And managing those sponsors, we had sponsor agreements. There was payment, and then there was also the clothing or items provided, right?
yeah,
And then because we were together and I'd be in the pictures with him, then they wanted me wearing the gear, so they had to make a new deal. And it's like you're literally just a walking advertisement in some way. Are you utilizing some of your what you have to provide a content to somebody else, right? But that's what it is. It's not anything more than that. So unless you're feeling like it's a mutual relationship between the two of you, why would you do it?
yeah,
Right? Especially when you see people putting out a lot of like, I'm not going to name companies. I'm not going to because I've already had them my email.
yeah,
But when you see people putting out affiliate links and stuff like that, and they're putting it out for this, they're all doing the same affiliate links out there. And I'm like, do you feel like you're kind of like watered down, right?
mhm,
Does it feel special to you as a content creator that you have a relationship with them, or does it feel like it's just a relationship and I have a relationship, so I can mark that one down?
yeah.
And I think it should feel like you're important to them as much as they are to you.
Like, yeah, no, that's exactly right. Because the one I just left, was that way when I first started. It's just like, okay, we felt like, you felt like an exclusive club,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
then I was only with them like, I think 3 months, 4 months, but like towards the last end of it there, they were just bringing on, so they were partnering everybody.
Yep.
And now it's like, okay, it's not an exclusive club anymore. It doesn't, what's the point,
Yes. Yes.
You
That's
know,
what I'm saying is, and that's why I think it should feel special. And I've watched carefully, and I've seen people like the one we get like Stream Raiders and stuff like that
mhm.
comes up all the time, and I'm like I've watched people do them, and I'm like, ooh, that's cool. And then I got one, and I'm like, oh, should I do it? And then I thought about it, and then I started googling and looking around a little bit on Twitch, and I'm like, oh, everybody's getting this. This
Yeah,
isn't about me, like, and not that it should be about me, but they didn't come to me because I'm me. They came to me because I'm just a person with a number.
yeah,
Like, that's not right. That's not a good reason.
yeah.
You know? I want
I've
to be sponsored by Snickers. That's what I decided today.
Nice.
That's
I,
my goal. That's the only goal I have so far is to be sponsored by Snickers.
I've got two that I want to be sponsored by: Fireball Whiskey and Manscaped.
Ooh, those are cool. Manscaped does sponsor, by
Yeah,
the way. They
yeah.
do.
I just don't have the
I
numbers
actually
right now.
I'm rethinking that because I just thought about the fact that I would probably be eating them all the time, and then I would also need like a fitness sponsor or maybe a treadmill. I don't know, but just send me one. I just like their marketing, and it's a good chocolate bar. Probably a better idea to go with something like Manscaped, a much better idea. But they do have sponsorship programs. I would
Yeah.
definitely like keep your eye on it for sure.
Oh, and see, the nice thing about it is I interact on their Twitter, so they know who I am. So it's not like I'm just like a nobody no more. So
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, and that's one way to do it. If you want some of these bigger companies like that, if they're heavy into interacting on Twitter, interact
Mhm.
back.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
sooner or
Like
later.
my friend Murdoch, and he literally was tagging Olive Garden. He was trying to get sponsorship by Olive Garden. Like he'll never get. I don't think he'll ever
You
get it.
never know.
But the relationship they were having on Twitter was hilarious.
Yeah.
It was fun. They're like, he's like, I want to date you. And then they're like, we're a restaurant. And he's like, I know. And I'm like, that was more enjoyable. It's just more content. That's literally more content.
Yeah.
It shows your sense of humor. It shows who you are. So it's your tweets, So
It's just like today there was one between Gamer Goo and Manscaped. They had something. It was just between them two. I don't know what it was, but it's just like, Gamer Goo came up and it says, "All right, let me have it." And it's like, so I had to jump on that. It's like I jumped in there and put a pie in the face gif. It's like, there you go.
good.
And then Manscaped liked my tweet back. So it's just like, and so did Gamer Goo. But it's like that's how you make relationships. If you
Exactly. Then they know who you are.
if you want to make a business out of this, you make
Yeah.
those bigger relationships. But Rocket Queen said, "What do you suggest about or what's your suggestions about partnership? Wait,
Yeah. Wait.
don't jump on the big affiliate. Don't jump on the affiliate or partnership bandwagon like everybody else has."
Wait. I mean, if they're going to give you something you feel is of equal value to you to the time that you're spending with them, like Udi is giving me an Udi and
Yeah.
a very significant discount for some of my people, like for people that are in chat and stuff, which I thought was sweet. I don't like if they use it, they use it. They don't, they don't. But I have a free Udi. I'm gonna have a fun little stream around it, some content around it. I'm probably gonna like do some video. Like I'll just have fun with it, basically. So it's fun for me, and I'm enjoying it. And then they get like their promo moment, and they're happy to do that. I'm like, great. They don't expect anything from me, other than doing the one stream. So I'm like, that feels equal to me, right? Other than that, I wouldn't. I have a bunch of games that they are offering, like Stream Raiders and Star Trek. I think has one right now, and there's a few out. HelloFresh was doing one,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I'm just not feeling like the same kind of feeling,
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, basically, you got to look at your return on investment. If you're going to put in, like I said, the only because I still like their product and I still like the people that work there. It's just what I was doing for them. I was being paid in product, which was
Yeah.
not equivalent to what I was giving them back.
Yeah,
You know.
exactly. And the thing is, you get paid in product, but how much can you do with the product? Are you feeding yourself with the product? Is it
Yeah.
making your channel better? Is it making it easier as a streamer? Are you having fun with it? Is it content? So what are you getting? What do you get out of it? It's a really good question. It's a fair question because you're a business just as much as they're a business in a way, and you have to remember that too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, the answer to your question, from my opinion, is just wait. Wait until
Yeah.
you get to that point that you feel comfortable about what you're doing.
Yeah. Unless there's some opportunity like mine where you just kind
Yeah.
of want to take it
Yeah.
just for fun, to have fun,
You know, it's just like I said, if Manscaped comes to me, Manscaped, I'm talking to you. If you come to me tomorrow and say, hey, you know, I mean, hell, they named a trimmer. You know, they did a post, they did a comment or a tweet out, and they sit there and said, tweet back, you know, and we'll name you or give you a trimmer name or something like. I can't remember what it was, but
Yeah.
you know, I came back trimmer ready or something like that. You know, so
Ready?
yeah, so they gave me a name, you know, or if I was a trimmer, what would my name be or something? I can't remember, but you know, but it's like that. You just interact with them on those social medias.
Yeah, and have fun. I mean, like, there's no everybody wants to rush, and just because some people's stories were really, really quick doesn't mean everybody's are going to be. And the time in between that you are going towards your goals or the place you want to be, that time spent is supposed to be the time that you are growing and learning, so you're prepared to be where you're going to be. Because there are people who are partners who maybe weren't ready to be where they are and got there, and that's great. But then their numbers aren't doing well, or they don't know how to keep going, or what's their long term work,
Yeah.
right, as a content creator. And so I think that our time in the middle is to learn and to say, is this really for me? Is this what I want to do? And how can I make myself better? And how can I make my channel better and provide better things for people that are coming to visit me?
Am I going to show a demonstration on what?
Are you shaving?
Oh, you talking? No, because that'll get you banned off of Twitch, just like it did that one kid.
Oh, you know about that too. Oh my God. I talked about the minute I saw that the next stream. I was like, did you guys hear what happened?
Yeah.
I'm like, I saw that. They're like, no way. I'm like, no, full on stood up, full on did the whole thing. I'm like, what in all of the earth made you think you could do this right now?
Yeah, he did. He lost his Twitch channel, and two, he lost
Yeah.
even though Manscaped probably thought it was funny, but that's not what they want. They don't want you to be banned because it's not.
No,
because
you're banned.
Yeah.
You're done now. Great, funny. Everybody knows who you are. You're on your Reddit post now.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, go make money on Reddit.
Yeah, exactly. No, don't do that.
But no.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Anyway.
well, anyways, if you guys don't have any other questions for her in life like that, I've kept her like way longer than what I expected, but it's been fun.
That's okay. It's been great. I had a great time. This is really fun. I'm definitely like, I like this show a lot, and I really like the look of your channel, and hanging out with you is fun. And I like that you did actual like you actually dug a bit.
Yeah.
I'm scared now. I know Germ's gonna tell people. Now they're all gonna be going, show us the song or we revolt and strike. And I'm like, I actually have it on my desktop. I've just not been prepared to share it yet for the embarrassment factor. But that's fine. We'll go there now.
You said, it's nostalgia. It's the show. It was something. It should be something you'd be proud of because
in
it
your
was
history. Yeah. Were you proud of when you had your meltdown at 7 years old and in your driveway with your mom there? No, but you know, we all have things. I'm kidding.
But,
I'm trolling you.
Okay.
I'm trolling you. It's okay.
I know.
No, I honestly, I don't mind it being brought up. I really appreciated that you did some research, which sounds really weird and pretentious, but at the same time, it makes it more interesting to talk. And then we get a little bit more of each other too, like just talking about stuff. And I think that being honest, the longer I've been on Twitch and the more co-streams I do, the more honest I feel like I get to be. And I think you probably feel that too from being on so many podcasts. You know, you just kind of get down to earth with it and be real. And I like that a lot. Well,
see, and that was my basis on doing this is like, because I sing, and that was what it is. When I first started this, I researched so many podcasts, looked on Twitch, looked at all their podcasts and everything else. And it's just like, it was all the same questions. You could tell they were scripted. Every interview they did, it was the same exact question, no matter how, in the same format. I'm like, And, I've always been a big fan of Joe Rogan, the way he does his. And so I started watching a lot of his because there's a lot of comments about, or a lot of videos out there, fan-based videos out there about how he does his podcast.
Yeah.
So I did a lot of that, and he's down to earth, personal, and everything else. And it's like, oh, I can try that. So when I changed my format up from doing the scripted to just having bullet points if we get off track, that's where it's like, I feel better, and
you're having fun, right?
Yeah.
I literally wrote that down. I'm not even kidding. Okay, go ahead. I am also researching. I am like a mad scientist. And now I am here taking all of your notes. What did you do? Could you repeat that? Okay. Yes. Okay, thank you. Oh my God. I just blew up our video on the other screen. Okay, nothing. Nothing happens.
Uh,
But yeah, no, I
yeah.
think that honestly, yeah, I think it's a good format. I think you're doing really well, and I think that when people find it's kind of like they just have to find you know.
Yeah.
And I think the more people that see this, the more people they're going to keep coming back and loving it. It was great, really, really good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. No, I thank you. I thank you for, like I said, your vibe and everything else and what you bring to Twitch. You're a breath of
Thanks.
fresh air.
Thank you.
And I wish the best of luck for you in everything you do, especially getting with Snickers. Um,
For just one day.
yeah, hey, yeah,
One day more,
yeah.
and then no more. Then I need a treadmill company to start sending me advice. Like, just give me recommendations. I'll aim at one of them. I'm gonna find a funny one though. Go and check out Snickers Twitter posts, just the most recent ones. Let's go
Okay.
last 5, and you can tell me later what you think of them,
Oh,
everybody.
okay.
Sorry.
But something I started doing too. I started doing like little rapid fire questions. I got 20 questions, and you can answer them as
Okay.
fast as you can. And
Okay.
ready?
Yep.
All right. Texting or talking?
Texting.
Favorite day of the week?
Wednesday.
Nickname your parents used to call you?
Kellogg's.
Oh, we got to talk about that next time. Favorite holiday?
Oh, and Killer also.
Okay.
Favorite holiday, Christmas.
Out of 1 out of 10, how good of a driver are you?
10
Fill in the
is
blank.
being best, right? Being the best.
Yeah, being the best. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah, I've
Okay.
been tested. Trust me.
Oh, okay. Fill in the blank. Brad Pitt is
You kind of hot.
kind of
I
hot.
guess. Was in a film.
Was it a film? Invisibility or super strength?
Ooh, I'm already super strong, so I go invisibility.
Invisibility.
I'm like
oh yeah,
Hulk.
yeah. She has the gun show on her channel too.
Yeah,
forgot
I
about
can't flex it.
that.
My boxing muscles are all hurting, but yeah.
And pant socks.
What? Pants socks. Yeah,
Pant
I
socks.
own pant socks. They're in here.
Yeah, that was pretty
I
cool.
put them away for your stream. I was being like real socks, just for your stream.
I appreciate that. No, you should have
No
worn the
worries.
pant socks.
They're very weird sometimes.
1 out of 10, how good are you at keeping secrets?
9.
9.
Mhm.
Your first celebrity crush?
Male Leonardo DiCaprio.
Dawn or dusk?
Dusk.
Do you snore?
Yes.
Place you most want to travel?
Japan.
Favorite junk food? Snickers.
Snickers. Or sour cream and onion chips.
Oh, that's pretty. I like that. Last Halloween costume?
Oh. Joker. Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn. Yeah.
Have you ever wore socks with sandals?
Yes.
What is the best age?
The older the wiser.
The older the wiser.
Mm-hmm.
Is double dipping at a party ever acceptable?
No. Except for my, well, I don't know. Shh. Stop telling. I still remember when I was in kindergarten, they told me I couldn't do it. And I'm like, okay, fine. But in my house, I can do whatever I want to. So if you eat my food, you might eat my saliva. Okay, go ahead. Shoot. Now everybody knows.
Name one of the 7 dwarfs.
Grumpy. I played them once.
You played Grumpy?
Mm-hmm.
I always get called Grumpy, so that's the one I would have picked too.
It was very hard. Okay, go ahead.
Was it really?
It was very hard for me. I'm not a girl.
Oh, that is true. I guess you would have. Yeah, I guess I would. Yeah, it'd be hard to
The
get.
whole time you got to look angry.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Number 20. Would you rather come face to face with a miniature hippo or a giant cockroach? But be mind, they are both in a bad mood.
Miniature hippo.
Miniature hippo.
Yeah, it's fine. I can. A miniature hippo probably means my size hippo,
Oh.
but giant cockroach, no way. Insects, no. Got stories about that. No.
Oh no.
No. I lived in Mexico once. Washing my hair, your
Oh.
eyes are shut, and all of a sudden you feel something in your feet. You look down, and I kicked the drain. There's like these drain covers that are special so that cockroaches can't come up.
Yeah.
And I'd kicked it off, not knowing that that's what it's for. It was my first night there,
No.
and just burned. feed me cockroaches. And then the mom came in and I was like naked because I wasn't in my like, and she's like trying to kill the cockroach because I had screamed. And I was like, oh my God, this is the first day here ever.
Oh no.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh man. Man.
One word answers. Can't do it.
Yeah.
Gotta talk.
Hey, no, it's fine. Like I said, I appreciate you coming on to do that. I appreciate taking the time out. I appreciate hanging with me as long as we did tonight. That's really good.
Thank you.
It was really fun. And also, if you guys do have, make sure you guys. I mean, I've posted it a few times. Oh crap! I lost my. I have my stream. I have my mobile stream deck on my mobile, so it's just like because I didn't want to move wires.
Oh yeah. Okay. I need a bigger one. I got the little guy, the medium guy.
Yeah, I've got to get one since I moved everything over here. I've got to start doing some transformation.
I'm sure it'll look brilliant until you get a few weeks in. Then it looks like I know this kind of looks neat, but it's not down here. It is very messy. It's very, very, very messy.
I have one question. Do you have the same problem? It's like it doesn't matter how cable management you get.
Yeah.
It in 5 days. If you've never touched the damn cables and you go to move something, they're mismanaged again somehow.
That's it. Yeah, and the whole thing's a mess. And then somebody comments, "Well, that's a really nice setup, but you should manage your cables." But I'm like, "There's one wire. There's one wire." I'm like, "Damn, friend, I'm running like cameras and cameras and cameras and cameras, and there's Stream Decks and ATEM Mini Pro and a Go." Like, I'm like, "Where do you want me to put them?
Yeah.
Do you care? Is that why you're coming here to wire manage me? Please get away." Is this the new trolling on Twitch? Is this the new bot? I'm gonna bot raid you, and then I'm gonna insult your wire management. Terrible. It's terrible.
Hey, at least
Anyway.
you didn't have. I had one the other day that actually. I had one of those. You get those. You want to be famous bots.
Oh yeah.
I had
I've
one
had one or
actually
two.
follow my channel. It's
Oh,
like, okay, hey, welcome, and then all of a sudden, as soon as I said, hey, welcome, it's like, you want to be famous? I'm like, seriously? I gotta
Yes.
band you now?
see what my answer is? Yes.
Yeah, I
How?
always do. It's
Tell
just
me
like,
everything.
yeah, it's just like, all right, that's what I do. It's just like, I go either, no, I'm already famous. I'm good. I'm famous enough.
We had like an hour-long section of a stream that was never supposed to happen. We were just retesting the Go XLR to see what was working and stuff. And I said, "Guys, I'm ending my stream. I'm gonna come back on in a minute. Please don't come back." We're just like doing a 2-second test with sound and stuff. It ended up being one of the biggest streams I've ever had with no raids or anything. It was just like huge. I was dancing. I wasn't talking to anybody. We had a troll come in. It was like an hour of playing with the troll. It was really fun. Oh, it was like one of the best, most fun, most me streams I've ever had. But you can't recreate that magic. It just
Yeah.
kind of happens, you know?
Yeah, those are the best streams. The one that just kind of like, you go in with something or nothing, and then it just manifests.
It just becomes
Yeah.
a beauty. It's like a flower. It's beautiful. Okay. Yeah.
It's
Sorry.
beautiful. But...
Beautimus. Okay. Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna let you go because I'm sure. Did your pizza ever arrive?
Yeah, it's here.
Okay, go
Everybody-
eat.
I can smell it.
Yeah, go eat.
Okay.
But
Thank you so much for
again.
having me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Like I said, make sure you go follow on all our socials and everything else, and pay attention to our next stream. You won't regret it. Trust me.
Hopefully.
You won't. All right.
Okay.
Well, thanks. Have a good evening.
Bye. You
Bye-bye.
too. Bye.
I don't